because
Well, I'm not gonna call him TK on the microphone.
yeah. So it's
I'll leave
Cabalse. Welcome, everybody, to Bearcat Insider. This is the Bi-District Round of the Clyde Scouting Report. It's going to be an exciting one today. First of all, I want to say Happy Veterans Day. It is Veterans Day. Thank you to all those that served. We're going to have a jam-packed podcast today. We'll call it military grade today since it's Veterans Day.
Yeah.
With electrolytes, and we'll add some protein, too, so we'll get all those catchwords.
Perfect.
I'm Chance Kirby. I'm with everybody's favorite assistant coach, Travis Marsh, and we're going to get into it.
You know, I'd like to start. I almost know nothing about Clyde.
Well, funny you should ask, because we're going to have a new segment.
Now, I've seen film, and I've seen film going back to last year. Whenever we were playing Jim Ned in the first round last year, we had their games versus Clyde. And so, I was familiar with the name, but as far as Clyde, I know nothing.
Well, the longer we stay in the playoffs, we're going to do this segment, and we're going to call it the Where Is segment, because I think that's the first question when you hear of who we're going to play. I think everybody said, well, where's Clyde?
Yeah.
Well, here you go. We got some information on Clyde. It is just east of Abilene on I-20. So odds are all of us have driven through Clyde and may or may not have known, because you cannot get to Abilene without going through Clyde. It's 191 miles from here.
Okay.
And you're like, well, I even saw online somebody had asked, wonder how Clyde got their name. Well, it goes back to the Texas Pacific Railway in 1880 through the Callahan Divide between the Brazos and Colorado rivers. It was organized by a construction crew which numbered around 5,000 that gathered at Robert Clyde's construction camp and supply tent. And then they kept saying, let's go to Clyde's, and then settlers moved there and started a community, and it was commissioned in June of 1881 and was formally chartered in July 9th of 1907. As of 2010 census, they had 3,713 people, so somewhat comparable to us. They're going to have to drive 82 miles to get to Stephenville for that game. We're going to drive 113.
Okay, perfect.
Another thing I thought was similar between us and them, our school district actually encompasses 3 counties, and according to what I found online, theirs encompasses 4.
They're +1.
They are +1 on that. They got 3rd place in District 3. Their mascot's the Bulldog, and their colors are black and gold. When I see them, to give you out there a visual reference, think of the Colorado Buffaloes.
Okay, that's a very good comparison there.
I try. I wanted to bring it to the people.
They don't have Cordell Stewart, do they?
No.
Okay, good.
Not to my knowledge. That's your job to tell us.
Or Rashawn Salam.
Yeah, no kidding. Their football program was started in 1921. They have an all-time record of 457, 465, and 37. Their playoff record is 9-19. They've won 7 district championships, that last one coming in 2008, which I found a conflict online. I read one thing where that 2008 one broke up a 50-year drought of district championships.
Okay.
But I found another site that there was a district championship in between that 50 years. So it's possible that there was not an outright championship.
I would say let's give them the benefit of the doubt and say they won the other one.
Okay.
We'll be supportive of Clyde.
Their most famous resident is a man named Elliott Park, and he's a singer-songwriter that has performed at the Ryman Opry Theater, and he's also performed in Late Night with David Letterman and The Late Show with Craig Ferguson. And you're like, I don't know who that guy is. Well, nobody knows who songwriters are. But how you may know him, he wrote, I almost said writ. He wrote a Billboard #1 hit called I Loved Her First, which was performed by Heartland, and that was in 2006. And then it finished the 30th most popular song on the country charts for that year.
Well, hats off to you, Elliott Park.
Yeah, so there's their most famous resident. And then I just wanted to give a quick shout-out and thank you to Paula Kinslow from Clyde ISD. She helped me with a few of those things that I had questions about. And she's a longtime resident of Clyde, and she's going to be in Stephenville.
Well, thank you, Miss Kinslow. Maybe we can catch up with her at halftime.
Maybe.
The invitation's extended, Miss Kinslow.
If you listen. You know what? I'm going to email her the episode.
Yeah. But no, hats off to Miss Kinslow. Thank you for that. It's nice to know your opponent.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like I know more about Clyde.
You're welcome.
It made it personal.
Yeah. Well, it's And I'm going to say that if we win next week. I'm going to be like, where's Amarillo River Road or where is Shallow Water? And we will deliver again next week.
We will. Let's take a quick break.
Okay.
After all that information, I have to let it digest.
Absorb it.
Yeah, and we'll get back and we'll talk a little bit of Clyde versus Pilot Point Bearcat football. Here's a word from our sponsors.
Hillsville Barbershop and Salon and Southern Junkies has been home of the Bearcats since 1973. Whether you are looking for a classic crew cut or the perfect game day outfit, we have you covered. We carry a few fan favorite brands including Hey Dude Shoes, Judy Blue Jeans, D Supply Clothing, and Orleans Candle Company. Come check us out on the north side of the square in downtown Paula Point or online at www.southernjunkies.com, and that is junkies with a Z. And don't forget, go Bearcats!
Hi, I'm Greg Pelzel. Here at Pelzel Printing, we do custom embroidery, custom screen printing, and promotional product. You can reach Greg Pelzel at 940-453-5443. Go Bearcats.
Cat fans, one thing that I love about walking into the field house is looking at all the old pictures that you have from years past and being able to relive the history of those great teams and great players. And I love walking through with my sons and showing them a picture and saying, man, look at that guy, and telling them a story about a great play. And you can have the same opportunity to do that with your family by using Ashley Marsh Photography to capture your family's great memories. Seeing those pictures of your family will allow you to talk to your kids or your grandkids and tell great stories about things that you've done or things that you've seen or just funny memories that you might have. So if you ever want to document your family's history, please contact Ashley Marsh Photography. You can find her on Facebook, on Instagram using Ashley Marsh Photography, as well as her website, ashleymarshphotography.com.
All right, we are back. This is the Clyde Scouting Report. I'm looking at Coach Marsh dig through his paperwork now. I even see plays. I've never seen you bring plays. That's impressive. That looks like a scouting report from 1989. That's what ours looked like back in the day. Wow. Okay, well, anyway, what is it going to look like, or what can we expect when Clyde is on defense?
When they're on defense.
Yes,
so,
sir.
I try to throw it back to something that our fans and our listeners can relate to. Think Castleberry.
Okay.
All right, they're going to run a 3-4 with less pressure than Castleberry. Castleberry was blitz happy, and I related Castleberry to Wade Phillips whenever he was the defensive coordinator for the Cowboys, and it was a 3-4, and we were bringing it from everywhere. This is a 3-4 that they do blitz, but they don't live and die by it. They're going to play it pretty safe. They're going to try to contain you. They're going to be physical. They're going to be fast. They're going to run to the football. They give you an umbrella coverage on the back end, which is a cover 4. But the best way to describe it's not cover 4 where they're just turning and running and nobody's behind you. It's very conservative in the fact that they just wait for you to come to them, and then they don't allow a big play, but they still want to stay in the picture to be supportive in the run game. They have some big old kids, and with the roster and the program, they don't give you heights and weights. So I can't go in on that, except that there's some big old kids, led by number 79, Stedham Buchanan, senior defensive lineman, and we'll talk about him again on offense. But he kind of makes it all tick up front. He's good. He's physical. I wouldn't say he's a freak athlete in the sense of he's a big old kid that's going to go run a 4.8 or a 4.9 40. But what he is physical, and he does well, and he does his job.
Can you closely compare him to someone that we've already seen, just so people kind of know, because they don't have the benefit of game film?
You go back to what we've talked about with number 72 for Bowie, Colton Price, and he was very disruptive. He is going to be similar to Colton Price there at Bowie, except he's not quite the athlete.
Okay.
Colton could redirect and he could go make plays. Mr. Buchanan's he's going to make plays, but it's not going to be flash plays. It's just going to be he makes the plays that come to him, and he does a fantastic job. On the second level, when we get to the linebackers, number 21, senior Corbin Keidel. I think that's how I pronounce it, Keidl. So I'm going to go with Keidel.
Okay.
If I'm wrong, he can tell me that on the field, and I'll say, my bad, man, I'm sorry. But what he is, outside of not knowing how to pronounce his name, he's a fantastic football player. Very physical, very fast, kind of built like a fire hydrant. He is short and he is stocky, and he will bring it. In my opinion, probably their best defensive player, Mr. Corbin Cottle is. Good linebacker. They don't blitz him much because they don't need to, because he sees everything so quickly and so clearly and reacts that he's a fantastic football player. And then on the back end, number 8, Dylan Newman. We'll talk about him a lot when we talk offense, because he is also the starting quarterback. He's a multi-year starter. He's a great kid. He's never in the wrong place when you look at him on film. He's always around the football. He's always where he's supposed to be. He's doing a good job. He's a solid tackler. He can make a play on the ball, and then when he gets the ball, you're in trouble because he's an accomplished runner.
All right, so they're similar to us, and unlike Brock, they have two-way players.
Yes.
Several.
Yes, you're going to hear a lot of the same numbers, a lot of the same names, and their kids they have a little bit of history there. I know that we're talking about 7 district championships, this and that. You have a consistent playoff team over the past few years.
Yes,
these kids know how to win. They were in the mix for a district championship last year with Clyde Wall and Jim Ned. They were all mixed in there, and Eastland was in that district. It was a great district last year, and they were a playoff team last year, and they've consistently been a playoff team over the past few years. So, that presents a problem, not necessarily to us, because we've consistently been a playoff team, but you're not getting a whole bunch of green kids who've never seen a playoff game and don't understand it. These kids get it. They've been there, and so that just creates a little bit of a problem in the sense of they're not going to be overwhelmed by the bright lights of a Friday night football game
in Stephenville, Texas. All right, well, let's take a break, and then when we come back, we'll talk about what they're going to look like on offense. Located in Pilot Point, Texas, the Chandler family has been making custom cabinets for over 40 years. As a team, Chandler Cabinets is committed to designing and building the perfect cabinets for you. They will make the process comfortable and stress-free by personally guaranteeing a superior product built on the standard of superior craftsmanship and immaculate customer satisfaction. From concept to completion, perfect form and function. Chandler Cabinets is an award-winning company with a reputation for consistent innovation at the highest level of design. You can find more information on Chandler Cabinets at chandlercabinets.net or on their Facebook page, Chandler Cabinets. Chandler Cabinets, 40 years of excellence. There is no better source for local news than the Pilot Point Post-Signal. Pilot Point Post-Signal has been covering Pilot Point since 1878, providing award-winning top-notch coverage of Pilot Point and the Pilot Point Bearcats. You can start your subscription today by going to postsignal.com and signing up for their special, which is 2 months free of the digital and print copy, or you can call their phone number at 940-686-2169. The Pilot Point Post-Signal, the best source for local news. Since 1983, the Scott Walker Insurance Agency has been covering the insurance needs of Pilot Point. Regardless of what that need may be, they have you covered, offering homeowners, auto, life, farm and ranch, and commercial. Give them a call at 940-686-2692. That's Germania Insurance, the Scott Walker Insurance Agency, located just north of the town square at 211 Scott Lane in Pilot Point, Texas. Scott Walker Insurance Agency, always there to help.
We want to wish our varsity cheerleader, Abby, a great senior year. Love Mom, Dad, and Michael.
Thank you for a word from our sponsors. So we already talked about whenever Clyde is defending the Bearcats, what we're going to see. I'm going to tell you a little bit about what happens when they have the ball.
Let's hear it.
So number 8, Dylan Newman, quarterback, free safety. Okay, he is. They're going to live and die by his production. Now, there's other people that contribute. Number 6, Kanan Charleston, is an excellent running back. Number 21, Colton Keitel, excellent running back. But it all is going to revolve around number 8. Second time we've said that in 2 weeks. Okay. Now, they're going to attack you very similar to the way that Boyd did. Okay. They're going to use the quarterback to try to set up other runs. They're going to use the quarterback as a runner. And then they're going to use motion and meshes and different things like that to try to create running lanes. And Dylan Newman's going to be all up in the mix. He's a fantastic player. He's a threat to score every time he has the ball. Our focus is limiting the damage that he can do. He's going to make plays, and we talked about that going into the Brock game. We knew that Brock was going to make plays. We know that Dylan Newman's going to make some plays, because if you give the kid an inch, he takes a mile. And so we're really trying to, we know that we're not going to shut him out. We know that he's going to have some success. So we just want to make sure that when he does, it doesn't turn into a consistent thing. They have a great passing game. They do a good job throwing the football around. They try to get vertical on you. And so, our work's cut out for us. And they have some tall, lanky receivers that can go get it. But it's these guys aren't reinventing the wheel. They're not trying to do anything, overly complicated, but it's also not too simple. It's just kind of right there in the middle of they do a lot, but they don't do too much, and what they do really well. So,
what about a team, again, that you can – it sounds like you're describing Boyd, but I get the sense of what you're saying they can throw better than Boyd.
I'm going to go back to if you take the best part of Boyd and the best part of Castleberry,
mm-hmm.
I think that's what you're going to get.
Okay.
I hope they're not up-tempo like Castleberry was. That was scary. But, you can't tell that on film, how quickly they're trying to snap the ball. So who knows, they might be. But, they just do a really good job of using that quarterback. We'll see a lot of, GT, which is when we're talking GT, they're going to pull a guard and a tackle. And so we'll see a lot of that. So that's something that the defensive ends we've been working on, trying to make sure that we understand what we need to do there. They'll do you'll see some stuff that they do that's going to resemble our offense. There's some similar schemes that are involved. But it'll be a good matchup for us. I don't know if we're going to be the favorite or not. I have no idea because it's a 2-3 matchup. If it's a 1-4 matchup, it's a lot easier to say, hey, we're going to be picked to win. But I do know that whatever the pick is, throw it out the window because it's playoff football. And you have a team that has something to prove on both sides. We're coming off of a big loss. I'm not going to call it a bad loss, but it was a big loss. They're coming off the same thing to Jim Ned, which is that district's Brock. Brock and Jim Ned are on a collision course on the bottom side of our bracket in our region. And so I think a big key that you're going to get, and I don't know what the climate's like in Clyde, but is how are both teams going to bounce back from a big loss to a really good football team? Because that's what we're both coming off of. And so I think that's going to be a lot of the battle between the ears is going to have to do with that. And then, how's each team going to respond to adversity? They're going to make plays. I feel like we're going to make plays. So, it'll be an interesting matchup. I can't wait for Friday night.
They had a week off last week. If you were the Clyde coach, would you see that as an advantage or a disadvantage? Because I could see where it could be either one.
I see it as a disadvantage because you're not staying in a competitive mindset. I mean, you have to have a bye week at some point. I mean, the week off is nice because it's a chance for players who might have been unhealthy to get healthy, or you have more time to work on things. But I would rather not have that week 10 bye because I don't want to have a lull between last regular season game and playoffs.
You want to be gearing up.
Yes, because your first play of the game, first few plays of the game, that's getting back up to speed because you've been playing against JV kids for 2 weeks now. And so I see it as a disadvantage. Your infatuation with Andy Reid and the Chiefs, I think he is undefeated coming off bye weeks. So apparently that guy loves bye weeks. I don't know what Scott Campbell and the Clyde Bulldogs, how they feel about bye weeks.
Gotcha. What can you tell me about the special teams? Because either everyone in the state runs some kind of fake onside kick or just everyone we play.
Well, their weapon X is their kicker, okay? And
those of you listening at home, Travis is frantically searching through his notes to look for the kicker's name, I'm assuming.
Yes, I am. But the thing about their kicker, and whenever I find his name, I will tell you. His name is, oh baby, did I find it. Pedro Altamirano.
Okay.
Okay, Pedro Altamirano is an excellent kicker. When he wants to kick it out of the back of the end zone, he will, because he can. Or if he wants to just place it, on the 5-yard line on one of the corners, he can do that regularly. They have an excellent kicker. I would say that I don't know how confident they are in him. I have no idea because I haven't watched 10 games of film, but just based off of his leg, if they're at the 35, they might be kicking a field goal because he has a big leg and he's a good kicker. So
we do have an all-state kicker on our staff at the high school. Maybe we need to have him take a look at the guy and figure it out.
Maybe I'll talk to Mr. Williams, see if he'll take a look at some film and give us the rundown.
This guy's got.
And for those listening, Mr. Williams, our high school principal, was an all-state kicker at Whitesboro. It's kind of like saying Voldemort, though. It's a name that we won't say.
Okay.
But no, they have a fantastic kicker. He does a great job. You talk about shenanigans on special teams, and you talk about playoff football. I could see anything being on the table. When it's playoff time and you're talking about, somebody goes home Friday night and their career is over. Some group of kids. It's either going to be a bunch of Bulldogs or a bunch of Bearcats. Desperate times call for desperate measures, and when you have a talented kicker, I'm sure they have some tricks up their sleeve, and so the kids will get a kick out of it. One of my favorite sayings: you have to stay ready like lunch meat, and just be ready for anything because there's no option off the table.
Sounds good. Well, I want to tell everybody to be safe driving that 82 miles from Clyde or 133 miles from Pilot Point to Stephenville for that game Friday night. Happy Veterans Day, and Coach Mars, let's close this thing up.
I do so much better when you don't set me up. I'd like to say thank you to our gracious sponsors that make this podcast possible. That'd be Southern Junkies Salon and Apparel up on the Pilot Point Square. We have Chandler Cabinets, Pelzel Printing, Ashley Marsh Photography, who's currently about to start running Christmas specials. The Pilot Point Post Signal, you can check it out online or on their Facebook. And last but not least, Dana Walker with Germania Insurance. We sure appreciate those guys sponsoring us and making this podcast possible. And so, Bearcat fans, please support your local businesses so that they can keep supporting us. And as always, go Bearcats.
Advanced Care Veterinary Hospital, Pilot Point, has been caring for animals around the Pilot Point area for the past 30 years. Large and small pets can expect a quality experience unmatched by other clinics. Advanced Care Veterinary Hospital of Pilot Point offers all the services you'd expect from your veterinarian. They provide preventative care, which includes vaccinations, flea, tick, and heartworm prevention. They also provide sick animal care, surgical, and dental needs with their full-service lineup. Good luck to the Bearcats this season from Advanced Care Veterinary Hospital of Pilot Point, where pets are family.
I'm Coach Danny David, and you're listening to Bearcat Football on PilotPointBearcats.com.
The views and opinions expressed by Ryan Menard and John Little are those of the broadcaster and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of Pilot Point Independent School District or PilotPointBearcats.com. Any content or comments provided by our broadcast team is their opinion and is not intended to malign any religion, ethnic group, club, organization, company, individual, anyone, or anything. This broadcast of Pilot Point football may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any other form without the expressed written consent of PilotPointBearcats.com.
This is Pilot Point Bearcat Football on pilotpointbearcats.com.
Pressured, has avoids one man, pulled down in the end zone. That should be a safety. Going to be a drop back pass. Has some time, steps up in the pocket, throws it to the end zone. Avery Smith caught, touchdown. Drops straight back to pass. Going to be pressured. Throws the ball out. Picked off, Jay Cox.
Now to the booth with Ryan Menard and John Little.
We are live. Good evening, Bearcat fans. This is Pilot Point Bearcat Football on pilotpointbearcats.com. You're listening to the Custom Roofing and Construction pregame show. Tonight, the Pilot Point Bearcats start their 2020 playoff run at the beautiful Memorial Stadium in Stephenville, Texas, home of the Tarleton State Texans. The opponent on the other sideline tonight will be the Clyde Bulldogs. I'm Ryan Menard, and joining me tonight once again is the Minister of 90s Bearcat Football, John Little. Welcome, John. It's playoff season, and in the words of the great Dirk Nowinski, the playoffs is all about showing heart and playing together, and that couldn't represent small-town Texas playoff football any better. What are you looking for from the Bearcats tonight in their first of hopefully many playoff matchups this season?
Yeah, Ryan, good to be with you, buddy. And like you said, it is perfect playoff weather. I think it's 65 degrees, partly cloudy. Can't see clouds anyways, it's too dark. But it's perfect up here in this booth. We got a good setup here. And like you said, man, it's playoff time in Texas, brother. You got to love it. And it's the final chapter in the book for the seniors. So I expect, expect both teams to play hard. And I expect these Bearcats to come out energized and reinvigorated after last week's kind of humbling loss to Brock. The Bearcats have responded well from the two other losses during the season and come back with great performances the next few weeks after that. So I expect more of the same tonight. And then, we'll see. Clyde had a bye week their last week, so we'll see what kind of rhythm they are in to start out this game. They, we'll see if they're at 100% to start out or not, and then that's about it. As far as it goes, man. The folks better lock up their doors, turn up the radio, strap themselves in, because we're ready for some exciting Bearcat football tonight.
That's right. So I was looking up quotes for the playoffs, and I saw my favorite basketball player of all time.
Playoffs. We're talking about playoffs.
Dirk's talking about playoffs is about showing heart and playing together. I'm like, well, that's what Texas high school football is about. So it kind of went hand in hand. First look at the Clyde Bulldogs. So they're 4-6 on the season, but similar to Whitesboro, I wouldn't look too much at the record because the combined record of the teams that Clyde lost to were 42-9. They played a lot of good football teams this year, and they're kind of a tale of two different teams. In their wins, they average 41 points a game, and they only allow 18 points a game. And in their losses, they struggle to score 10 points, and they let up 40 points a game. So it kind of depends on what Clyde team you're going to get on a given night, and that kind of makes for a dangerous playoff matchup because, are you going to get the good one or are you going to get the bad one? Because it's a totally two different teams. Offensively, Clyde's attack is very similar to Boyd's. So like Boyd, Clyde is led by an explosive quarterback in number 8, Dylan Newman. The one difference that Coach Marsh pointed out on the Bearcat Insider scouting report was that Newman is a better passer than Lamance was for Boyd. If you remember back to that Boyd game, Pilot Point's defense really took advantage of Boyd when they tried to throw the football through sacks and interceptions. Defensively, Clyde runs a 3-4 and covers the passing game with lots of covers 3 and cover 4. They don't really allow their athletes to match up with yours one-on-one. Up front, the Bulldogs had a big number 70, a real bulldog of their own, and number 79, Stedham Buchanan. But as we were getting ready for the broadcast, we found out that he was actually going to be out this week with a concussion, which really changes the whole makeup of the game.
Yeah, he anchors their offensive and defensive lines, so it's going to be interesting to see how they adjust.
The X factor tonight for Clyde is they have a pretty good kicker, Pedro Altamirano. I saw him kick in pregame, saw him kick a extra point, and he, here at Tarleton, you have the end zone, you have the grass behind the end zone, and you have about 7-8 lanes of track. His extra point attempt went all the way to about that 7th lane on the track before it was caught. I mean, he has a monster leg. They also on the kickoff, they say he can kick it out the back of the end zone, or he can pooch it and put it kind of in a small box, kind of coffin corner it. Saw a punt. I'm not too sure about how the punt game's going to go for him, but
Yeah, I think we just saw a bad one.
Yeah, everybody has those, right? Pilot Point is coming off a loss to end their 2020 regular season. They finished with a record of 7-3, second in District 4 3A. tonight we start the third part and final part of the season that I've kind of talked about throughout the season. And you know what they say about the playoffs. All you have to do is get in, and anything can happen from there. Clyde finished third in a stout district, District 3-3A. And I thought this was a fun note. Clyde comes in with an enrollment of 425.5. And that edges out Pilot Point's enrollment of 425. Yeah, so they've got us by half a person. So now on the Custom Roofing and Construction pregame show, we have the players to watch from both sides of the ball.
Yeah, Ryan. So, like you said, I had Stedham Buchanan marked down as one of the players of the games, but sounds like he's not going to be active today. So I'm with you on the kicker, Pedro Altamirano. He's number 10. He's a sophomore. He's got a big leg, and sounds like he's going to have some offers by the end of his career. And then the second guy to watch, I've got number 11 circled. He's the wide receiver, Jacob Roberts. He's a senior. He seems to be the quarterback's favorite target. He's got real good hands. He's a big play threat, and he's elusive in the open field. Bearcats are going to have to contain that kid. And then their number one player to watch is their senior quarterback. He's a big left-handed kid, Dylan Newman, number 8. They've got him listed about the same as Lamance, as you mentioned, from Boyd. They've got him listed 5'10", 180, runs a 4.6, which is almost carbon copy to Rendon Lamance that we saw from Boyd. And so the offense is going to run through this guy. He's a 3-year starter. He's a big lefty again. And last season he had 1,200 yards passing, 11 touchdowns, and 5 rushing touchdowns. So he's really important to their offense. And, of course, for the Bearcats, we've got our 3 main guys. We got Jay Cox, senior wide receiver. You know, last 2 games, man, he's really shown up to play. He's been catching the ball out of the backfield, running the ball out of the backfield hard, and he's active on defense as well. And then, of course, our stud quarterback, Max Howard, number 12. So again, another senior. He'll be juiced up to play in these playoffs. I'll show he's got 920 passing yards on the season, so look for him to break 1,000. And then, of course, the number 1 guy to watch for this week, I've got junior running back number 21, Ish Harris. And Ish is, of course, one of the leading rushers in all of 3A. He's got 1,329 yards. He's got 13 touchdowns. He's been a workhorse all season, and I expect him to be a big factor on defense tonight as well because Clyde loves to throw the ball around. So I'm expecting a huge game for Ish. And, by the way, I heard he got his first D1 offer this week from Illinois State. And there's some other schools knocking on the door for him. So I think
you know how that works, though. Once somebody punches that door, that first opening they start coming. So that's
the floodgates are open, and we're here at Tarleton State. So I imagine they've got a coach somewhere around here. He's going to show out tonight. I've got Ish having a great game.
I think the most exciting thing about Ish and whoever would like to recruit him is the maturation we've seen from week 1 to now. Like, I was just shocked earlier in the year when I thought about who he was as a runner week 1 versus who he was as a runner week 8. It just looked like a different running back. He's just grown so much. They're constantly working him and Ricky Jackson. Illinois State, I think that's where the kid from Plainview had an offer from, a football offer from Illinois State, if I remember right.
They got a good program. I haven't really looked into them.
Up and coming, and that's exciting for Ish. You know, like I said, when one comes, generally they're followed up by a few more. So on back to the game tonight. The Bearcats are looking to find some playoff success tonight, and the biggest key to a long run is getting that first bit of experience this year. You know, a lot of seniors on this team, but that first playoff game is a different experience than all the rest of them. So I remember my first playoff game, or the first one my junior year, it was just, I wasn't quite expecting it to be such a different atmosphere, and it took me probably 4 or 5 plays to really get in the swing of the game.
It matters more.
It matters more. You know, if you don't win this one, you do go home, and there's a lot of seniors on your sideline that even if you're not a senior, you want to play for. So with all that being said, all that on the mind, what are you looking for tonight, and then what are the keys of victory for the Bearcats?
Yeah, Ryan, so key number 3 is beware of the trap. So I've heard a lot of talk this week about Pilot Point versus Shallow Water, and Shallow Water already took care of business yesterday. But you got to be careful, and you got to, as the old saying goes, you got to take it one play at a time. And the most important play is the next play. So we got to stay focused tonight and take care of the task at hand, and that's taking care of the Clyde Bulldogs on this field. And of course, it is Friday the 13th of 2020, so that's pretty scary in of itself.
Second one of the year, too.
Oh my Lord. So, I'm just personally a little bit scared that it's Friday the 13th. So we got to look out for the trap game and looking forward to shallow water when that's,
time is appropriate.
Right. Worry about that when it happens. Okay. Key number 2. Now, Stephenville is somewhat known for a UFO sighting. I think it was in the late 80s or late 90s. Anyways, so I'm expecting some UFO sightings tonight, and that's Clyde to throw the football. The unidentified flying object is actually going to be a football coming out of number 8's hand. So the key for me for these Bearcats is the secondary and how they play. I think Aston Kirby's going to have his hands full with number 11. I think Tyler Cavase, TK, he's going to have an active night. Avery Smith and Ish Harris are all going to be active as key number 2. And key number 1. While I'm packing up my game, I'm going to head out west. That's Cowboy Baby by Kid Rock. So, again, we're in Stephenville. It's Cowboy capital of the world, as far as I know. Stephenville, Texas, that is. And so, I expect our Bearcats to be Cowboy tough, and I'm not talking about the Dallas Cowboys. I'm talking more rodeo Cowboy tough.
Yeah.
And so, I expect the Bearcats to come out of the chute and establish a hard-nosed running game led by our guy, Ish Harris. And I can see Ish wrangling his way to 2 bills on the ground tonight if all goes well. Clyde plays a 3-4 defense. It looks like they're suspect to some hard running, so I think Ish is going to have his day. And like I said, he got a D1 offer this week, so I think he's going to have a little extra life in his legs. And of course, the ultimate prize as a Cowboy is the gold buckle, but this is gold ball season.
Gold footballs.
We're looking to win, more gold footballs to put in our trophy room. We're blessed at Pilot Point where we don't just have a case. I don't think anymore. I think we have a room.
They're spread out everywhere in the high school and the field house. They're everywhere.
And in that respect, I think I heard Clyde. I believe they made the playoffs last year, but before that, the only time they made it was 2008, and they broke like a 50-year string. So tradition is certainly on the Bearcat side, and so I expect these Bearcats to come out with the gold football tonight.
Well, I always remember getting to take pictures after the game with the golden football, and it was always something to look forward to. So, and again, getting to bring them home and stack them up. That was one of the another cool things. I have a picture at the house that is it's got 5 or 6 gold footballs and a big trophy in the middle of them, and it's just really neat to see them all pile up.
Yeah.
So now in the custom roofing and construction pregame show, let's get a check of the weather and the looks that each teams are sporting tonight. Since we're not getting the video of the game, it is 67 degrees, and the weather report says mostly cloudy, but it seems pretty clear to me. No rain, no wind, really. It's just kind of a beautiful night for football. Pilot Point is wearing the orange jerseys with the orange or black numbers paired with the orange pants, and then their traditional white helmet with the numbers on it. Clyde is wearing white on white. So they got the white jerseys, white pants, and it looks like black numbers, maybe a dark green number, with their shiny gold helmets. So I like the look from up
Golden
here.
Domers.
Golden Domers. Yeah, we're a ways up here at this the renovated Memorial Stadium. So they talked about they put this press box in. I think just of August of 2019 was when this thing opened, and it is beautiful. But similar to when we were in Prosper, we are a ways up here tonight, John.
Yeah. Yeah, Ryan, and I printed out their helmet, and it looks like they've got the C on one side and the number on the other. So not that we can see the numbers from up here.
No, not on the helmet.
The helmets are shiny.
Yeah, so the C on the helmet is like the Chicago Bears C. I always like that C. I know I think Crowley or Cleburne, one of them has that. But that's about it for the Custom Roofing and Construction pregame show. So we're going to get a quick word from our sponsor, and we'll come back. And when we come back, it'll be getting closer to ready for game time. Kickoff here on PilotPointBearcats.com, brought to you by Speedlight Broadband.
For the best Mexican food experience, visit Uncle Beto's Mexican Restaurant on the corner of Liberty Street and Highway 377 in Pilot Point. Uncle Beto's offers the freshest and most authentic flavors that you can only find in the best Mexican cuisine. Dine in, or if you prefer curbside service, call Uncle Beto's at 940-686-0143 and order your food to go. Be sure to make Uncle Beto's a part of your game night routine either before the game or up until 10 p.m. on game night. Uncle Beto's is ready to serve all you hungry football fans. Uncle Beto's is a family-owned and operated business proudly supporting the Pilot Point Bearcats.
I'm number 80, Alan Santoyo, and you are listening to Bearcat Football on pilotpointbearcats.com.
Located in Pilot Point, Texas, the Chandler family has been making custom cabinets for over 40 years. As a team, Chandler Cabinets is committed to designing and building the perfect cabinets for you. They will make the process comfortable and stress-free by personally guaranteeing a superior product built on the standard of superior craftsmanship and immaculate customer satisfaction. From concept to completion, perfect form and function. Chandler Cabinets is an award-winning company with a reputation for consistent innovation at the highest level of design. You can find more information on Chandler Cabinets at chandlercabinets.net or on their Facebook page, Chandler Cabinets. Chandler Cabinets, 40 years of excellence.
I'm co-captain Avery Brown of the Pilot Point varsity cheerleading team, and you are listening to Bearcat Football on pilotpointbearcats.com.
Bott Family Dentistry, located at 1223 South Washington Street in Pilot Point, is the area's first choice in dental care. Dr. Bott offers a full range of dental services for the entire family. His state-of-the-art office, equipped with the most current dental technology, including digital radiographs, digital records, and intraoral camera utilization, allows him to provide the best treatment options available today. Call 940-686-2535 to schedule your appointment. That is Bott Family Dentistry, Pilot Point's first choice in dental care.
I'm Cindy Franco, a student trainer for the Bearcats, and you're listening to Bearcat Football on pilotpointbearcats.com.
Hey Bearcat fans, living in North Texas, you know all about bad weather. When bad weather does strike, look no further than James Floyd's Custom Roofing and Construction. Custom Roofing and Construction has built their business off of quality work and customer referrals. Let their friendly and knowledgeable staff ensure the project runs smoothly from start to finish. You can visit Custom Roofing and Construction on their website, customroofingdallas.com, or give them a call at 214-274-8353.
I'm Letitia Asensio, and you are listening to Bearcat Football on pilotpointbearcats.com.
And we're back here to Bearcat Football, brought to you by Speedlight Broadband. Max Holler, the captain for the Bearcats, is out in center field getting ready for the coin flip.
Looks like number 34, Luke Chorn, senior fullback linebacker, is the captain for Clyde.
Yeah, so we kind of glossed over the fact that Stedham Buchanan, the big stud defensive tackle for Clyde, was going to be out because it was kind of late news for us. We didn't have it really planned.
Late breaking.
Yeah, but you run a 3-4 defense. A lot of times you have a big nose tackle. That's who kind of controls both A-gaps and keeps men off your linebackers. So if the backup can't control both A-gaps, we're in for a lot of space to run today. So that could be a big for Ish Harris and Max Holler. Looked like the Bearcats won the coin flip, and I think that they decided to decline or defer to the second half. So the Clyde Bulldogs are going to start this game off with the ball, and
that's correct.
Have the defense a chance to get out, get a quick stop, and then start running your offense.
Set the tone.
It's a beautiful night here. Got the video board to our right. We got the scoreboard to our left. And we're looking like we're going to get ready here for the national anthem real quick. So we're going to step away from the national anthem and I guess maybe a school song or two and get ready to come back. Well, the national anthem is done. The clock's set to 12 minutes. Get ready to kick off this football game. And, man, this is exciting. Playoff football is back. The Bearcats are a part of it, and the defense are going to get the first opportunity to make a statement.
Yeah, Ron, let me just remind everybody that we're manning the chat. If they want to pipe in on the chat, just keep it clean. And if you want to let us know where you're listening from and what class you graduated from.
Got a shout out to the lady at the will call booth as well. She was real helpful when we pulled up, and
Absolutely.
she made it very clear that she was going to listen to the broadcast tonight.
Oh, okay.
Also got a little bit of a statement to read here from the UIL. Don't miss the 1A through 4A UIL football state championships this December. For more information, visit uiltexas.org. And, so the UIL's getting behind it. I've seen a weekend video. Where did you get access to the video of the Boyd game last night?
It was on Concho Sports.
Concho Sports?
Yeah. But just to remind everybody, UIL will not let us bring you video, so we're radio only for the playoffs.
I think last night Boyd got beat by Wall in overtime.
Yeah, it was overtime, and surprisingly, Wall threw we used to call it a cowboy route, ran it out and up and scored on it on a long pass.
Hull Ganser kicks this one off to the 15 and it's fielded. Number 1 from Clyde tries to take it from left to right, gets all about to the 25-yard line before a gang of Bearcats brings him down. That looks like it was Axton Fish, sophomore wide receiver on the return for the Bulldogs. So they're going to get the ball 1st and 10 right around their own 25-yard line. And it's going to be placed on the right hash. So we'll see what Clyde can do with it, what the Bearcats can do on defense. The Bearcats are going to be without Gavin Wheeler and Curly Brockman again tonight, and Dorian Soroka, but we did get Aiden Cox back last week, and he's playing again for the Bearcats. So Clyde comes out, first formation of the game. Trips left, 1 receiver right. Motion the running back out of the backfield. Quarterback takes a snap, and he throws a slant route to his right side, and the back judge from about 35 yards away sails a flag in, and it looks like that's going to be called on Ish Harris. I guess he got to the ball to the receiver a little early.
Just a step early. That was number 11. The wide receiver Jacob Roberts that I pointed out in the pregame. That's his favorite target.
Well, it was a good slant route, and without the interference, Ish was in good position to defend the pass. I guess he just made contact a little early, so it's going to be an automatic first down for the Clyde Bulldogs, and they're going to have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line. Looking over the sideline to get the calls, it is number 8, Dylan Newman, playing quarterback for him. Trips left again, 1 receiver right, and this is going to be a play action. The quarterback's going to keep it and come up the middle for about 2 yards. So that was a little jet sweep fake action there. Quarterback keeps it and comes up the middle for 2 yards.
Yeah, he sold the fake well. Like I said, I think quarterback's going to be the key to everything for these guys.
This should be their favorite formation here. Maybe their base formation. Trips left, 1 receiver right. Quarterback and running back in the backfield. The running back next to Newman is going to be Cannon Charleston, number 6. And they're going to move him to Newman's left side. Motion left to right. Snap, back to pass. They're throwing a little screen out to the right. Picks up a block. Going to get it to the 40 before he's hit by a couple Bearcats. That's right the line to gain. They're going to push him out to the 41-yard line. Looks like it's going to be good for another Clyde first down. So a couple screens, a couple quick pass plays going on here. Try to soften the Bearcat defense up a little maybe.
Went to Jacob Roberts, number 11 again.
Yep, so Clyde gets to the line quick, and then they decide there if they like the look and they want to run or not. In this instance, they decided to look over, see if they want to change the calls. This formation's a little different. Still in the shotgun. 2 receivers right, 2 left.
Tempo kind of reminds me of our tempo on offense.
Could be. They're pretty quick to get back up there. Now, they haven't snapped the ball that quick yet, and this is going to be another fake jet sweep action with a handoff up the middle. And the Bearcats staying pretty stout up the middle there, only about 1.5 yards, 2 yards on that carry. Staying pretty disciplined with the fake jet sweep action to stay at home and make that tackle between the inside the interior part of the defense.
Yeah, no, it looked like it was Troy Tincher and Aiden Cox on that.
So Trips left again here for the Bulldogs. Looks like Jacob Dane is going to be playing defensive tackle in that Gavin Wheeler spot for the Bearcats. Also got number 56, Troy Tincher. Trips left again for the Bulldogs. Takes his snap, and it's going to be a quarterback power to the right. He gets a block, and he's hard to tackle. Finally, we get to him, wrap him up, and still can't bring him down immediately. Gets all the way out to the 40-yard line. And it's another 1st and 10 now into Bearcat territory for the Bulldogs. They're on the drive here.
Yeah, and number 8, he came to play. Dylan Newman, their senior quarterback.
Well, they're getting to the line quick here. They do the little clap to try to maybe draw the Bearcats off sides, look over to get their call. I'm sure at some point tonight, probably in a short yardage situation, they're going to run that pretty quickly and trying to get a first down. But they're taking some time off the clock. 9:22 remaining here in the first quarter. Trips left again for the Bulldogs. Takes a snap. This is dropped straight back to pass. Immediate pressure. And that looked like we had him, couldn't get to him. They're going to give him time to sail the ball deep. Max Holler underneath it. Can't bring it down. The receiver ended up playing defense on that one, not allowing Max Holler to get the interception. Being so far away, I thought I saw maybe it was Jay Cox there who originally hit Newman. Looked like he had him wrapped up for a sack.
I thought it was Tristan Trubenbach, number 14.
You know what I saw for it was probably him.
Tristan.
Yeah, couldn't end up bringing him down and allowed Newman to sail that one down the field, and Max Holler was in good position. The receiver came up and ended up knocking it down.
Yeah, Dylan Newman's a stout kid. He just kind of broke his arm tackle and still got the ball down the field.
2nd 10 from their own 40. This is going to be a sweep out to the left. Pilot Point's defense causes some congestion, holds them to another just 2-yard gain. So it's going to be 3rd and 8 from the Bearcat 38-yard line here, and there are 9 minutes left in their Ernesto's Mexican first quarter. And Clyde getting to the line of scrimmage quick. The Bearcat defense, even though they haven't snapped it quick yet, needs to be ready for it. That one was pretty easy to tell they weren't going to snap it because the center didn't even have his hand on the ball.
Exactly.
Taking their time. Let me find the play clock here. So 16 seconds and counting on the play clock. 3rd and 8 from their Bearcat 38-yard line for the Bulldogs.
They're going to put this one in the air, Ron.
And that's what they do. Drop straight back to pass, looking to the quarterback's right. Sails it over the head and out of bounds. Ish Harris in good position to cover that pass. 4th and 8 here. We'll see what they want to do. They got a kick over the leg, so this isn't field goal range, but maybe if he can punt the ball well, pin us deep.
The offense looks pretty adamant that they're staying out there.
Yeah, they're lining up quick. Center still no hand on the ball, so it's pretty easy to tell. But here we go. The Bearcats defense, after allowing 3 or 4 first downs on this drive, are going to have an opportunity to stand strong and give their offense field position here for their first drive of the game.
Absolutely. You know it's going to be some sort of pass, I would imagine.
I have a receiver walking off here. The Clyde Bulldogs are going to take their first Uppercut Granite timeout of the game. 8:25 left in the first quarter. We're not going to go to commercials here yet. I want to remind everybody, if it were up to us, we would be filming. It is a UIL rule, and it's been a UIL rule every year that they do not allow video for high school football games. But due to COVID, they understood that not everybody's going to be out and traveling to these games, that they lifted the ban for the regular season on the video. But once the playoffs started, you had to have certain rights to broadcast the games, and that's not something that they're letting these local media like us have. So we're going to be radio only throughout the playoffs. As long as the Bearcats are in it, we will be there.
Yeah, I see a couple of my old teammates are listening in, Ryan. We got number 50, Bob Irwin. It's
what a number.
Your favorite number as well. He's an all-state tackle. That guy could block you. And then I see William Clark, big fullback, number 33. I didn't like hitting that guy in practice. Good Lord. He could run it.
So after the timeout, it looks like Clyde's lined up in a punt formation. So, in the playoff times, when you're the underdog, you're always looking for pull-out tricks out of your pocket. Let's see what they do here. Snap, and the punt is up, and it's a good punt. It's going to go right into the end zone. And that was Pedro Altamir, so he just put it down on the foot and booted it, and it sailed right into the end zone.
That was not the same kick we saw in pregame, was it?
The one in pregame, we saw a guy.
He kind of shanked it.
Yeah, he punted the ball about 100 feet into the air, and it only traveled about 8 yards.
Maybe that was a backup punter.
I don't know. Yeah, it was ugly. But the Bearcats are going to get the ball 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line for their first possession of this 2020 playoff run. 2 receivers left, 1 right. We're going to have Jay Cox and Ish Harris in the backfield with Max Holler in a pistol formation. Holler takes the first snap, hands it to Ish Harris, who makes a jump cut, and he's going to get some yardage right up the middle. He's going to get up to about the 36.5 or 26.5 yard line, so it's going to be 6 yards on the first carry. And there's a player down for the Clyde Bulldogs, and it looks like Coach ran out there pretty quick. I think he saw it. So while the player's down, we're going to step away to a quick commercial break, and we'll be back after a word.
Josh is a high school basketball player, solid shooter, great teammate.
Hey, don't forget my tenacious D.
And he's my son. So, what does Josh do to be the best basketball player he can be?
I play tennis.
Studies show that student athletes here in Texas who play more than one high school sport are more likely to excel. Tennis does more than improve Josh's conditioning. It gives him a fresh competitive outlet, reduces the risk of injury by cross-training, and introduces him to different coaching techniques and new friends.
Don't get me wrong, hoops are my first love. Tennis just gives me a little break.
So when the new season begins, Josh isn't burned out on basketball. He's eager to play, and you can see the difference in his game.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Luke Chorn was the injured Bulldog. He got up and got off under his own power. And we did miss one play. It was a second down, 4-yard carry from Ish Harris. So it's going to be 3rd and 1 for the Bearcats here in the I formation. And this is just a power right up the middle with Ish Harris, who sticks his head down. And he's carrying some Bulldogs all the way up to about the 39-yard line. So that was a 10-yard carry. So far he's got 3 carries for about 19 yards
of Ish
here.
Harris.
Yeah.
It's going to be a steady diet of Ish tonight, I think.
Yeah, the way I like we're lining up in the I formation and really getting after it. So like I said, Luke Chorn was the injured Bulldog. He got up under his own power and wanted to come right back in the game, but they had to make him take a play off. Bearcats take a snap, roll out, pass right. Max Holler looking down the field. Throws it over a man in, completed to Avery Smith. Perfect throw. Avery Smith was bracketed, had a man behind him, had a man in front of him, and Max is able to put the ball right over the man in front of him, right into Avery Smith's hand for another Iowa Real Estate first down.
Yeah, he had his kind of choice there. Aston was deep, Avery Smith was mid-level, and then Jay Cox was short. Chose the middle guy.
16 yards. This handoff here to Ish Harris has some room to run. He's going to break it up. He can get tackled, and he's going to be dragging some men down to about the 22-yard line. So that's another 17 yards from Ish Harris there. Good start from the Bearcat offense.
Man, they're rolling.
19 yards on the first 3 carries, followed by a 16-yard pass, and then it looked to be a 17, 18-yard run by Ish Harris. So Bearcats had the ball 1st and 10 at the Bulldog 21-yard line. I formation. Max Holler takes the snap, fakes the pitch to Ish Harris, hands it off underneath to Jay Cox, who's going to get to about the 16-yard line into the Point Bank red zone. 5 yards there for Jay Cox.
Hey, everything Coach Peacock is dialing up is working at this point.
Defensive linemen got through pretty quick, but they were faked by the the fake handoff, and they ran right by Jay Cox, who ended up getting 5 yards.
Yeah, when you got a stud running back like Ish Harris, it's easy to see why they would fall for the fake.
I formation again. Max Holler takes the snap, hands it off to Ish Harris, who immediately has to make a couple Bulldogs miss, but he does. Wow. Stiff arms a man, gets all the way up to the 15-yard line. So what probably could have been a 4 or 5 yard loss, he turns into a 1-yard gain. I don't know what happened up front there, but there were 3 Bulldogs waiting on him when he got the handoff.
Yeah, we absolutely whiffed on the defensive tackle. He had Ish Harris dead to rights in the backfield, like you said. It was a pretty impressive run just to at least get back to the line of scrimmage.
So it's going to be 3rd and 4 for the Bearcats at the 15-yard line here in the Point Bank red zone. Max Holler's going to drop back to pass. He's pressured. He steps up in the pocket. He's going to run the ball. Going to get inside the 10, inside the 5. Touchdown, Max Holler. 20 or 15-yard touchdown run by Max Holler. Drops straight back to pass. Scrambles, finds an opening, and just isn't going to be stopped before he gets in the end zone.
Didn't see what he liked downfield from the coverage, and just scrambled his way into the end zone like Max does.
Yep. Navigated the pocket well, kept his eyes downfield. He wasn't just scrambling to run, but I think when he saw what he saw downfield, he's like, well, I'm going to be able to run this one in pretty easy, and that's what he did.
Really good sign.
Way to start the game for the Bearcats. Get a defensive stop, go down the field and score a touchdown. Nick's Italian PAT, snap, hold, kick is up.
Snap was a little bit
low. It is good. Great job by Aston Kirby fielding it and putting it down. 5:36 remaining in the Ernesto's Mexican Family Restaurant first quarter. And it is your Pilot Point Bearcats 7, Clyde Bulldogs 0. We'll go to a quick commercial.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in Texas. This is sportsmanship. School sports. It's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
And we're back. It's a great first drive there from the Bearcats. We're going to go to John with the Chandler Academy score and drive summary.
Yeah, Ryan, it was 8 plays, 80 yards, 2 minutes and 33 seconds off the clock, punctuated by Max Holler.
15-yard scramble.
Nice 15-yard scramble out of the pocket and diving into the end zone with tacklers on his waist, but he got in there.
Well, yeah, but they weren't really there, and they were at the goal line, so
Yeah.
they kind of made crossing the goal line just a little bit easier than the rest of the run, but there was nobody from the line of scrimmage to the end zone, so it made it an easy decision for Max Holler. We decided to tuck and run. Ganser has this Southern Junkie kickoff teed up at the 40-yard line. Pretty good kick last time, got down to the 15. Let's see what he does here. He's going to boot it deep again, and it's going to be fielded at about the 17-yard line by number 10, who's going to try to reverse field to the Clyde sideline, and he's going to get there. He's fast. Got a bad angle on him, and eventually we're able to push him down at about the 38-yard line. Number 10, that's a kicker,
That's
Pedro
a kicker.
Altamirano. Man, I didn't expect him to be that fast. He got that ball, and he was moving.
He's got some crazy legs.
He got the sideline, and luckily there was one last man there to get him over there and push him out of bounds. Couldn't quite see who the number was from here, but Sade could have been a really explosive kick return.
Absolutely.
Special teams are the equalizer. You can dominate offense and defense, but if you have a poor night special teams-wise, it can kind of offset that. Clyde takes the snap, drops back to pass. Newman is a lefty, looking downfield. Good pressure, making him scramble. He slings it out, picked off. Looked like it's Jay Cox. He's going to take it all the way back, and he does. Jay Cox with a Twin City turnover. Pick six for Big Play Jay. That was caused by the pressure.
It really was.
Newman was on the sprint out left, and he is a lefty, so that's the natural way. And he had a man he thought was open, but Jay Cox undercuts it, catches it, and takes it to the house. Twin City turnover for the touchdown. Pick six for Big Play Jay.
Yeah, it was a great job by Jay breaking on the ball, just cut in front of that receiver, running an out route, and took it, 30 some odd yards to the house.
Yeah, had to have been for sure.
And great job by our, I didn't see the lead blocker was out front, but he.
Well, Aiden Cox didn't get the memo that his brother just scored a touchdown. He needed to be out there on the extra point. So as he's running out onto the field, they decide to snap it anyways, and with 10 men, they get it up. But Aiden Cox is running towards the line of scrimmage, so that's going to be a pre-snap motion. That's our first advanced care vet hospital penalty of the game. And they're going to have to re-kick this one, but the kick was good, but I don't think 5 more yards is going to really change anything for
not for Hoyle.
Well, man, so after the big kickoff return you allowed, you answer with a one-play pick six.
Things are going good for the Bearcats right now.
Yep, so this one's going to be kicked from the 15 to 25-yard PAT here for Ganser. Everybody's in position. Snaps a little high, but fielded and put down. The kick is a low-line driver, and it is still good. So the Nick's Italian PAT is good. Lower Bradley scoreboard check. Bearcats 14, Clyde Bulldogs 0. 5 minutes and 16 seconds left here in the Ernesto's first quarter. We'll be back after this.
Ernesto's fine Mexican food has continued preserving its original home-style cooking and hospitable touch. Ernesto's family has roots in Mexico as well as Texas ties. Relying on those roots, Ernesto created his unique menu. Offering a variety of Tex-Mex favorites as well as Mexican specialties, Ernesto's won't let you down. So join them for home cooking, or as they say, Comida Cesar, in family-style service. Located at 10279 Farm Market 455 East, Suite 100, or at the corner of 455 and Highway 377 in Pilot Point. They look forward to seeing you, and go Bearcat.
I'm number 5, Jay Cox, and you're listening to Bearcat Football on PilotPointBearcats.com.
I think that was a fitting player ID that we just played with Jay Cox there after he gets the
very timely
interception return for the touchdown. Ganser once again has the Southern Junkie kickoff teed up at the 40, and he kicks it deep, and this one's going to be fielded right about that 15-yard line, so this is where he kicks it. They run the reverse, get the ball in number 1's hands, and it was kind of a pointless way to run a reverse, so they get up to the 21-yard line. The thing I think is funny is normally you run that reverse, the tacklers are close to the guy with the ball when he hands off the reverse.
Exactly.
But when the defenders are still 15 yards away from the ball, the reverse kind of doesn't trick anybody.
They saw it unfold right in front of them.
Yep. Well, Clyde's going to get their third possession started at their own 21-yard line. Trips left, one receiver right. This seems to be their base formation. Quick snap, going to be a draw out coming out the backside to number 6. The Bearcats snipped that one out immediately for a no gain. That's one where the quarterback is rolling out to pass left, hands the ball coming back underneath. Bearcats have been tricked on that before, but they stayed at home there and got the tackle for no gain. They're number 6, Cannon Charleston on the carry.
Yeah, and I like the way that Bearcats played that because I watched some of that shallow water game yesterday, and they ran that same play 3 or 4 times. Very successful with it.
Shallow water was?
Yes.
Well, hopefully they see it on film that it doesn't work on us.
Exactly.
But here we go. 2 receivers right, 2 left. Clyde getting the calls. Newman at quarterback. He's going to take the snap. It's going to be a handoff. Quarterback keep. Fakes a handoff. Quarterback keep. Scraping across the top. Making the tackle for the Bearcats. Looks to be a long way up here. Looks to be Jay Cox there on the tackle. For about 3 yards there. Going to force the Bulldogs into 3rd and 7. I see a lot of things in high school football that sometimes I just don't understand, right? So we're going to get to the line of scrimmage. We're going to act like we're going quick. We're going to fool everybody. But when the center doesn't actually put his hand on the football,
doesn't fool anybody
it's pretty clear that you're not going to snap the ball. But, that'd be a sign to me. If I see the center put his hand on the football, they're probably going to snap it quick, right?
Exactly.
So 5 on the play clock. They take the snap, drop back to pass, and there's pressure to immediately skip, short hops the tunnel screen, and that's going to be 4th and 8 here. And this is definitely a punting situation for the Clyde Bulldogs. And so, according to some of the scouting report we got this morning from Coach Marsh, that Jim Ned did take a punt back on them in their last football game. So, sometimes when you have a kicker with a big leg, if you don't get out there and really try to cover the kick, this is, they try to sneak one in on us. Clyde tried to run a fake punt there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had the wide receiver standing on the sideline, and at the last second, Edwin Rodriguez noticed it and ran out there before the snap was made. But Coach David didn't want to take any chances because he saw it before Rodriguez did, so he called the Bearcats' first uppercut, granted timeout.
Yeah, smart timeout there by Coach Danny Joe Davis.
So that's what I said. When you're the underdog, and especially when the game starts off this way,
you got to pull out
everything
trick
in the kitchen sink, man, and that's what they tried to do there. And I just happened to see it kind of luckily, and so did Edwin Rodriguez.
Yeah, and you always want to run that to your sideline so your guy blends in with the rest of your players, and that's what they tried.
But I was saying it before I got sidetracked with the trickery that sometimes when you have a punter with a really big leg, if you don't bust your butt down the field to try to cover the kick, it opens you up for really good, big-time athletes to take one back on you. So Aston Kirby,
it looks like TK's back.
Well, the Bearcats have been doing. They've been sending 2, but this time it's only TK. He's back alone, and he's going to have an opportunity to return this one, I'd imagine.
Yeah, because they got Aston covering since they run a wide out on their punt formation. Aston's covering the wide out on the far side of the field.
Well, the snap's a bit low, and it's dropped. Pedro tries to get it. He scrambles out, and the Bearcats got to make a tackle here, and they do. And so that's going to be a Win City turnover on downs there for the Bearcats. And because of the bad snap and the poor fielding of it, the Bearcats are going to get the ball in the Point Bank red zone. Yep. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be 1st and 10 at the Bulldog 19. And this is how you want to start a playoff game. This is how the Bearcats started their game last year against Slate. They really got off to a really good start.
From bad to worse for these Clyde Bulldogs. And they went from almost having a shot at a trick play to just bad snap and the kicker trying to get whatever he could out of that play.
I formation for the Bearcats, handoff to Ish Harris, who's going to have some room to run. And now he's just going to muscle his way down to about the 13-yard line. So it looks like 6 yards on the carry for Ish Harris there. Last year I was saying is we got a big win against Slayton early. We beat a good Jim Ned team. I'm going to play the number 1 team in the state, and we built some momentum early. We upset the number 1 team in the state. So, these early playoff games, they do matter. You build yourself some confidence.
Absolutely.
You can beat anybody.
You got young guys like, I know it's Aston Kirby's first playoff game. I'm sure there's other guys out there that they need the experience.
Pitch left to Ish Harris, and he picks up a lead block from Max Holler, but the carry's only good for 2. I like to see that from a quarterback. You only see that in some of these small-town Texas football where Max Holler pitches the ball and turns around, and he's going to lead the way.
That's what really stood out to me on about Brock's offense. It's like every single play, their quarterback was a lead blocker. It seemed like the guy was committed.
I left formation for the Bearcats here on 3rd and 2. Quarterback sneak, and this is going to get all the way down inside the 5. And, man, there's linemen in the end zone. I don't think we got Max Holler in the end zone. He's going to get from the 11 to the 3 for the Iowa State first down, first and goal from the 3-yard line. Man, when you can go 8 yards on a quarterback sneak, that's a pretty good play. And they just run it again, and this time Max Holler's untouched in the end zone. Man, oh man, just offensive lineup.
Pilot point to the max. Pilot point to the max, brother.
Man, that might be my play call until Clyde can
stop it.
Because, geez Louise, that play he wasn't even touched.
They're hurt not having big 79 out there.
Yeah. Stedham Buchanan, that would have been that'd been a lot harder to run on a guy like that right there up the middle. But a 3-yard quarterback sneak for the Pelzel Printing touchdown for Max Holler. The Nick's Italian PAT is set up for it. Snap, the hold, the kick is up and good, and that Pilot Point touchdown was set up by the muffed punt by the punter for Clyde. So 2:15 left in the Ernesto's Mexican first quarter. Bearcats 21, Bulldogs 0. We'll be back after this.
I loved playing high school sports. I loved the competition, the camaraderie, the bands, the crowds, all the pageantry, and I wanted to keep playing. But I graduated. No colleges called, and neither did the pros. So, to stay close to the game I loved, I decided to become a high school official. You know, a referee. When I played high school sports, I learned the importance of integrity, good sportsmanship, and respect for the rules. Now, as a high school official, I get to help model these same values to others. Maybe the colleges and the pros didn't call, but the kids in Texas did. And now, I'm enjoying the competition, the camaraderie, the bands, the crowds, and all the pageantry of high school sports all over again.
Interested in becoming a licensed high school official? Go to highschoolofficials.com to learn more and begin the application process.
Holganger Pooch kicks the Southern Junkie kickoff, and this one's going to be fielded at the 30, and they're only going to get about 2 yards on that return to the 32-yard line. Looked like number 33 for the Bulldogs fielded that one. That's not listed on their roster. Maybe he's a call-up from JV.
Must be a JV call-up,
yeah. But he fielded that, and he only got about 2 yards. So after seeing the almost big kickoff return on the last one, they decided to pooch this one up and cover, and they did a good job. So the Bulldogs are going to get the ball this time, 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line. And, the Bulldogs got to get something going here. They're down 21-0, and it's still 2 minutes left here in the first quarter.
Yeah, nothing's been going right for these guys all game so far.
So reverse in formation, trips right. Empty backfield. It's going to be a quarterback draw up the middle. And Newman's going to have some room to run before Ashton Kirby and Avery Smith make the tackle. But they couldn't get there to make that tackle until after about 8 yards. So that's one of the only. I think they've had 2 really decent runs so far in the game, and that was both of them by the quarterback on that same power.
Quarterback keepers, yeah. They like to spread you out with these formations with 3-4 wide, and then let number 8 use his legs as well.
Yep. So there's a little bit of confusion on the Bearcat defense. Looks like they're going to have a man in the slot running open. Good. Was handed off up the middle. There's confusion. So TK was on the left side covering the inside slot man, and nobody. He decided to run to the other side of the field, so they had 2 guys covering 3, and Avery Smith wasn't over there to help out. Kind of the same scenario here. So Clyde, if they notice that the Bearcats are in trouble.
Yeah, they get the numbers advantage.
They do, and nobody from the Bearcats defense looks like your Bearcat sideline looks like they're noticing it. Maybe they're going to have Avery Smith run over there, the safety, and play in man, and it looks like that's what's happening. So the Bearcats are just going to man up across the board, and they read this one. That's going to be a handoff, and immediately
TK was there.
Up. TK hits him in the backfield, and that is a TFL tackle for loss. 3-yard loss there on 2nd and 10.
Really nice tackle by Tyler Cavase on that play.
I believe it's no, that was 1st and 10, so it's 2nd and 13. And I guess the Bearcats are just looking to man up everybody across the board, and that includes Avery Smith over there at safety. Well, they throw the tunnel screen over there. They get a couple blocks, and there was a ball that was dropped. That's exactly what I was talking about.
Yeah, they had the numbers.
That Avery Smith's not over there covering, and man, it's not, And they had 2 blockers, and there was no one left. Avery Smith is going to have to run down the angle to try to make that tackle. I think if Clyde notices that before we do, they're going to get a big play on that.
Yeah, we were fortunate. The ball was a little high for number 1 Axton Fish, and just went off his hands.
Okay, the Bearcats look like they're in better position here. The Bulldogs emptied out the backfield to try to see what they would do with the safety. Avery Smith come down to one side to cover, and TK went to the other side to cover, so it is 5 wide, man-on-man everywhere. Quarterback back to pass, looking to throw the ball, and he goes across the middle, and it's intercepted again.
That's Ish.
That looks like Ish Harris who fielded that one. Beautiful interception, and he's going to take it out back across into Bulldog territory. Ish Harris with the Twin City turnover, a second interception. Bearcats are in business here. 26 seconds left in the first quarter. Already up 21-0. 2 interceptions, a turnover on downs.
Secondary came to play.
Man, and that's the 2. We've missed a lot of interceptions this year. Lots of easy interceptions.
Right through our hands. But not
the 2 interceptions we've had today were very athletic plays
nice
that were not easy interceptions.
On the run, basically full speed, kind of a lower ball around the knees, and Ish brought it in and took it back down the sideline for a good gain.
Bearcats going to have the ball first and 10 at the Bulldog 39. Handoff up the middle. And this is TK. Breaks a few tackles. Gets inside the 35 down to the 21-yard line. So that's 18 yards on the carry for TK. Guess they gave Ish a little breather after the big return.
Yeah, nice hard run by TK.
Yep, and that clock's going to stop the movement of the chains. Let's see if the Bearcats want to run another play before the quarter ends. Not a whole lot of tempo here. I don't think they're going to get one off under 10. Oh, well, they're lined up. They might get one off. 3, 2, Max Holler takes the snap, and they're going to get the play off. Holler keeper up the middle, and he's slung down from behind by the jersey in what would have saved another probably 10 yards on the carry. At the end of the Ernesto's Mexican first quarter, Bearcats 21, Bulldogs 0. Bearcats on the drive when we come back.
Since 1983, the Scott Walker Insurance Agency has been covering the insurance needs of Pilot Point. Regardless of what that need may be, they have you covered, offering homeowners, auto, life, farm and ranch, and commercial. Give them a call at 940-686-2692. That's Germania Insurance, the Scott Walker Insurance Agency, located just north of the town square at 211 Scott Lane in Pilot Point, Texas. Scott Walker Insurance Agency, always there to help.
We want to wish our varsity cheerleader, Abby, a great senior year. Love Mom, Dad, and Michael.
What an exciting first quarter of playoff football for the Bearcats. 21 points, two interceptions. They forced a punt that went through the punter's hands and ultimately gave us the ball in the red zone. I mean, it's been the perfect start for the Bearcats. Right now they have the ball 2nd and 7 in the point blank red zone.
Couldn't really ask for much better start than this. We're taking advantage of everything. Everything's working on offense. Defense is creating turnovers. It's all good.
Yeah, 2nd and 6 here for the Bearcats. Max Holler in backfield. He's going to take this snap, roll out left to pass, looking down the field. He lobs this one short, and I mean, if it was any further, it would have been intercepted by number 14 in the coverage there.
Yeah, Jay almost had to play defense on that to stop an interception from happening.
Yeah, it was a.
Looked like Max just tried to take a little bit too much off of that. Should have put a little bit more mustard on that one, on that hot dog.
Yeah, good thing it was so underthrown. But here we go, another opportunity. 3rd and 6 here. Max Holler's going to hand this one off to TK. TK makes a man miss, gets inside the 10. He's looking good running the football.
He really is.
From the 16, or that's from the 17-yard line down to the 8. So that's a 10 yards there, 11 yards there for TK. First down inside the 10, 1st and goal from the 7-yard line.
Seems to be factoring more and more in the game plans every, week to week.
Well, to be being completely honest with you here, 21-0 this early, and you've dominated every step of the way. I'm not saying I'm not giving Ish any more carries, but I'm definitely going to make sure that
going to manage the workload for sure.
Manage the workload. TK is going to get some carries in this one. Max Holler takes this snap and pitches out to TK, who immediately runs around the defender, gets inside the 10, breaks another tackle, runs over, man, dives for the pylon. Are they going to mark him out or say he got in? No,
they got in. Wow.
What a run by TK.
Okay, TK.
Outran a man, broke another tackle, lowered his shoulder, trucked another guy, lunged out for the end zone, and he touched the pylon with the football, which is a touchdown right there. So, what a run by TK. And
great body control to get that ball across the inside the pylon there.
Talked about lightening the workload for Ish. Well, it's a lot easier to do when you have a guy running the football like that. Spelling him, running the football like that. Nick's Italian PAT, we're set up. Whole Gans are back to kick. Snap, hold, kick is up. Another great job by Ashton Kirby. The kick is good, getting the snap down. And 11:16 left here in the second quarter. Bearcats 28, Bulldogs 0. We'll be back after this.
Russell Pelzel with Hometown Pharmacy has built a reputation on providing only excellent service and support to the Pilot Point community. You can depend on Hometown Pharmacy to deliver the best customer service along with a selection of quality healthcare products. When you use Hometown Pharmacy, you will work with a knowledgeable and understanding staff who will help you find the right products and solutions tailored to fit your lifestyle, as well as equipment that will integrate into your daily life. Contact Hometown Pharmacy at 940-686-0123.
I'm Denise Dominguez, a student trainer for the Bearcats, and you're listening to Bearcat Football on PilotPointBearcats.com.
And here we're back. Going to go to John with a Chandler Cabinet score and drive summary.
Yeah, Ryan's, that was 5 plays, 39 yards, 1:10 off the clock, and that was Tyler Cavase. Was that his first touchdown as a Bearcat?
That's the first one, yeah.
Man, that was
it was a good one. Yeah.
It was impressive. That was a highlight reel play he made.
It wasn't the Max Holler QB sneak where he wasn't touched. Outran a man, trucked another man, and then dove out for the pylon. It was
special.
Heck of a run there. So Hug Ganser has this one teed up at the 40 for the Southern Junkies kick.
It's like my brother-in-law's mustache, Travis Todd. It was impressive.
This one is fair caught at the 26-yard line. That was fielded by, is that number 14? Number 14 for the Bulldogs, Hunter Thornton. And the Bulldogs are going to get the ball, I'm sure, feeling the more and more pressure with every time they touch the ball.
Their Daubers got to be down, being down 28-0 with 11 minutes and 16 seconds left in the second quarter.
Yeah, this is a long... a lot of football left to be played, but it can't get any better for the Bearcats and any worse for the Bulldogs so far. 2 receivers left, 2 right for the Bulldogs. Motion right to left, snap, fake jet sweep, handoff up the middle. And the Bearcats kind of sniffed that one up early and only allow 3 yards in the carry. Going to get up to the Bulldog 29-yard line, 2nd and 7.
You see Cesario Thompson, number 17's fake. He just kind of threw both his hands up like, I don't have it. Don't hit me.
Some confusing things. You know, it's like the fake punt where the punter acts like it goes over his head. That's totally different. We want to, we want you to act like you have the football.
You have it, not that you don't have it.
Interesting. Motion left to right, snap, fake jet sweep. Quarterback's going to keep it up the middle. He's going to have room, and he tried to make a man miss, and he couldn't really do it, but he did ultimately still get the first down plus a yard there, so it's going to be a first down for the Bulldogs. It seemed to be the only thing they have going for them so far is the quarterback run right up the middle.
Exactly what I was going to say. They ought to dance with the one that brung them and run that play probably 20 more times tonight.
You've been looking at the IRIC Real Estate photo albums, game day photo albums this year. They're great. And every time there's a big play that happens, Chance seems to get the photo, right? Like, I'm sure he has a great photo of that TK touchdown run.
Oh, yeah.
Tunnel screen thrown out for the Bulldogs, and once again, right in the hands of number 11, Jacob Roberts, and he can't bring it in. Immediately hit by some Bearcats. I brought up the game day photo gallery to let everybody know that it's going to be up and ready to view on Sunday. He normally gets it up and running pretty quick, and I'm looking forward to seeing that on Sunday. He's right there in that end zone where TK was running the touchdown, so I hope he got a good photo of him getting the pylon.
I'm sure he did, because he seems like he's invested a fortune in that camera.
Well, man, I tell you, every time there's a play, it seems like I see the photo.
He's on top of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. So the Bulldogs take the snap. It's going to be a power left, and the first man misses.
It's a good hard run.
6 carrying the ball hard. It's going to be a 3rd and 3 after that. That was carried by number 6, Cannon Charleston. Yeah, tough run there.
Yeah, it took Troy Tincher and Aiden Cox to bring him down.
Yeah, 2 receivers left, 2 right for the Bulldogs. It's going to be 3rd and 3. Switching some men around. If they're switching that, I'd look for something to go to one of these slot receivers. The way, one man's coming in to play tight end, so it's a little different. 2 receivers right, 1 left with a tight end left. Snap, and it's going to be a quarterback power that left side. Defensive end couldn't quite get him. Corner's going to come up and push him out of bounds, and it is going to be short of the first down, but it's going to be a 4th and 1 situation for the Bulldogs on their own side of the field, down 28-0.
They got to go.
It's one of those deals. It's not over yet, so. But I believe from here it was pretty apparent that it was short.
Ron, coming up at halftime, I did a long interview with my quarterback, Chad Cole, who's a Tarleton State Hall of Famer. So they'll be playing that at halftime for everyone's enjoyment.
Exciting. So it is 4th and 1 here. Getting the chains reset up. The play did take the chains out. So the referees are trying to get everything set up, and now it looks like we're going to be ready to play. Oh. Bearcat sideline thought it was a timeout, so they're having to get everybody off the field, but here
confusing.
We go. Yep, 4th and 1. Quarterback sneak up the middle, and he didn't get a lot, but it looks like he's going to get enough. See where they stopped his forward progress. Quarterback Newman was eventually pushed back behind the line to gain, but I do think this forward progress carried him over.
Yeah, I was a little shocked that we didn't call timeout there because of the confusion.
Well, they do mark it, so 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs, still at their own 47-yard line. Once again, acting like they're really in a hurry. The center's hand's not even on the football. Coach is out on the field. You do this sort of thing so you can get a look at the defense if they're trying to do something special, but if you're not fooling the defense, they can hold their special stuff until after you've made your second call. Snap, handoff left side, immediate pressure is going to make him cut into the inside and only get about 1.5 yards on the carry. Bearcats really controlling the line of scrimmage, getting lots of pressure on pass plays and even on these running plays, getting penetration, causing chaos.
Yeah, defense is stiff tonight. They're doing their job.
Preston Webb was in on that play. Part of the tackle comes off after that tackle. Clyde does some motion around. They're going to line up here. Trips right, one receiver left. Ish Harris one-on-one on the top. Empty backfield for the Bulldogs. They're going to power left to get the. And Newman's going to have some room to run. He's going to get across the 40. Can't make the tackle. Ish Harris is going to have to try to chase him down, push him out. Ish Harris on his tail. He is going to push him down, tackle him. But I believe the judge is going to give him a touchdown there. So
yeah, one of the officials on the far side fell down. They gave him the touchdown.
Yeah, well, it was the umpire originally was ultimately the one who signaled the touchdown. He was the only one back there. And once they came around, they got it blocked by the receiver. Ish Harris had to kind of go around that block to try to chase Newman, and Newman is an explosive athlete. So if you're in a position where you're trying to chase him from behind, it's not a good position to be in, even if you're Ish Harris.
Yeah, and Newman's their guy. That's their play. The quarterback draw, quarterback keeper. He made the most of it.
Just Clyde going for 2, throw it in the end zone, and it is completed. And Bulldogs, they need every point they can get at this point. So 8:11 left in the second quarter. Pilot Point 28, Clyde 8, and we'll be back after this.
Hi, I'm Chance Kirby, the broker at Irick Real Estate. For 68 years, Irick Real Estate has been serving Pilot Point and the North Central Texas area. At Irick Real Estate, we understand that each client has their own unique needs. That is why we have 8 realtors on staff to meet those needs. Be it buying or selling, residential, commercial, or farm and ranch, we have a realtor ready to work with you. Don't let just anyone handle the single largest investment that your family may ever make. Trust that process to a local office that knows the area and will handle your transaction ethically and responsibly. You can find Irick Real Estate at pilotpoint.com or feel free to call me directly at 940-300-6900. Irick Real Estate, serving the area since 1952.
I'm Brisa Hernandez, and you are listening to Bearcat Football on pilotpointbearcats.com.
And we're back here, the Chandler Academy score and drive summary.
Yeah, it was 8 plays, 74 yards, took 3:05 off the clock, Ryan, and it's a good job by the Clyde Bulldogs of spreading the field out, and then the big quarterback, number 8, Dylan Newman, took it about 45 yards down the far sideline for the touchdown.
This kickoff is deep. First time we've got to see the leg, and it does travel all the way to the 1 and bounces straight up, and smart, heady decision there, letting it go out of bounds. That ball hit at about the half-yard line on a kickoff and bounced straight up. And Jay Cox is just kind of committed to his decision of not picking it up. Luckily, it rolled out of bounds, or we'd have been pinned deep. Just want to let everybody.
It was an excellent decision by Jay Cox right there.
For any of those who were wondering if Chance Kirby got the picture of the TK touchdown, he absolutely did, and it is an awesome photo. So look for that on the Irish Real Estate Game Day photo album. It shows clearly TK's extended out ball hitting the pylon. It was a great shot. But here we go. Bearcats are going to take the ball 1st and 10 at their own 30. Trips right. Max Holler takes a snap, and he's going to fake the handoff. He's going to keep it himself with some room to run across the 40. Outruns the safety. I don't think he expected him to be that fast. And this is going to go all the way. One play, 70-yard touchdown. Max Holler. Pelzel printing touchdown. The safety was not prepared for Max Holler to be that fast.
Yeah, man, Max just turned it on and got to the edge, and he was gone.
That's one of those, you see in the NFL on Sundays, they have the tracker on real-time speed running the football. And that's the fastest I've seen Max Holler run all season.
You see the speed go up.
That safety thought he was going to come down and put a hit on him.
Yeah, they didn't have a DK Metcalf who could run him down. That wasn't going to happen.
Wow. And the next Italian PAT is up and good. Paul Ganser extends the lead for the Bearcats. Laura Bradley scoreboard check, 7:58 left in the second quarter. Bearcats answer the Bulldogs touchdown with one of their own. Bearcats 35, Bulldogs 8. We'll be back after this.
Justice Creek Art Studio, located on the north side of the Pilot Point Square, is the newest way to let your creativity flow. The owner, Sheila, a teacher of 15 years, can help you and your family's imagination roam free. Justice Creek Art Studio offers both adult and kids classes, in-studio pottery painting, private events, and even art-to-go kits for when you're on the go. Coming from an amateur artist, Sheila made the experience fun and easy. Classes book quick, so run on over to www.justicecreekartstudio.net to find the class for you, or swing on into the studio and meet our favorite artist yourself.
Soy Mario, mi nombre es Mario Lapisco y estás escuchando Bearcat Football, PilotPointBearcats.com.
And we're back. That Chandler scoring drive cyber and pretty easy. One play, 70 yards, touchdown. Max Holler.
His third TD of the game so far, right?
Man, but that one was
impressive.
Yeah,
the speed he showed on that.
Well, let's do the Travis Irick out-of-town scoreboard.
Yeah, right. So we mentioned Wall beat Boyd in overtime, 20-14 yesterday. Also, Brock beat Early, 42-7. I saw that was Coach Worrell's 100th program win at Brock. They're 113 since their inception. That's pretty impressive at Brock. And then the one that we were paying attention to was Shallow Water beat River Road 58-7 last night. So
that would be the matchup if we can finish this one.
Exactly.
Well, Hoyle Ganser wanted to show off a leg of his own, so he gets that one all the way down to the 10-yard line before it's fielded, and it's returned out to about the 25-yard line. Good coverage. Looks like maybe the Bearcats had a penalty of some sort. Maybe they were offsides on the kick or something, added 5 yards, so the Bulldogs are going to get the ball 1st and 10 at their own 30. They just come off their first touchdown and kind of deflating, and they let up a one-play touchdown drive back, so let's see how they can answer. Motion right to left, and it's going to be the jet sweep, and they're going to give it this time. 11 gets around the first defender, but ultimately isn't able to get back to the line of scrimmage. All that running, and number 11 looks like he lost a yard there. Jacob Roberts took the jet sweep and loses a yard there, so it's going to be 2nd and 11 for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, it looked like Tristan Trubenbach was on the tackle on that, along with a host of other Bearcats.
Whoever's playing that defense end up there, looks like from here, it looks like Jay Cox made him really bounce it outside, and then once he had to change his angle, it was easy for the other Bearcats to get there and bring him down. So trips right, running back right for the Bulldogs. Take the snap, and it's going to be a tunnel screen out to the right-hand side, and off the helmet, and incomplete. That one was going to Axton Fish. And you know what? This is about the 3rd time they've tried to run that little wide receiver swing screen that looks like it's been set up decently well, and the receivers just aren't catching the ball. That one hit him in the helmet.
Exactly. The Fish has kind of been flopping. I think that was his 2nd or 3rd miss, number 1. I mean, it wasn't the easiest ball in the world to catch. The guy throws it pretty hard, but hey,
hit him right in the face mask.
Hit you in the spot. You got to catch it.
Yeah.
You can touch it. You can catch it.
Well, 3rd and 11 here for the Bulldogs.
Do you have? It looks like we have a JV call up over on the far side. He's number 9.
I don't have a number 9. I'm sure that we'll get the information here in a minute.
I know that because
deep ball challenging Ashton Kirby, and they threw a flag way back at the 40.
Early.
Man, oh man.
Very early flag.
I wonder if it's going to be a defensive hold because I feel like the flag was thrown before the ball was thrown because
Yeah.
I didn't see it. It looks like that's what the signal is.
He's signaling for defensive holding.
Because Ashton Kirby was in good coverage on it, but maybe he had to give him a tug to keep up there. If it is a defensive hold, it looks like it's going to be a 5-yard penalty, but on 3rd and 12, it's going to give him an automatic first down.
I'm expecting Chance to text us who number 9 is pretty quick because he's usually on the ball on these things.
Well, it was a 10-yard penalty, which wasn't enough for the yardage to get the first down, but that penalty comes with an automatic first down. Therefore, the Bulldogs were bailed out on that incompletion. 1st and 10 from their own 38-yard line for the Bulldogs. Second life after the penalty. It's going to be a handoff up the middle, nowhere to go. A couple Bearcats try to bring him down, but he breaks it. And ultimately, he's going to get a yard. So a few Bearcats there, they could get hands on him, but they couldn't get him wrapped up to actually bring him down. And number 6 there, Cannon Charleston, ultimately gets all the way up for a 1-yard gain. It looked like he gained a yard. They haven't marked it off yet. Maybe they're only giving him the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it looks like they put it right back on the original line of scrimmage. But number 6, he's got some life in his legs. He's giving it all he's got.
Well, the Bulldogs getting their calls. Motion left to right, fake jet sweep, quarterback power to the offense's left. Immediately met by a host of Bearcats, and that's going to be about a half yard loss there. So it's going to be 3rd and 10, 3rd and 10 and a half here for the Bulldogs. They were bailed out on their last 3rd down with the defensive holding. But the Bearcats getting some defensive substitutions, not afraid of this up-tempo fake that the Bulldogs run. I'm sure at some point you think the Bulldogs got to change that up and actually get on the ball and snap.
They're not going to draw anybody off sides that way, are they?
Nope. Trips right. Drops back to pass. Newman straight back. Has no time.
Good pressure.
Immediately being pressured. He's going to escape the pressure and finally get rid of it. And that's going to be, should be an incompletion. But
Yeah,
they're marking it incomplete. Aiden Cox on the manger pressure, who actually was the one who brought Newman down. Newman threw the ball as he was going down, and I think the Bearcats.
The other guy was number 9. That's Puga is his last name.
Puga, probably. We're working on a first name. I'm sure if
he's definitely a JV call-up because he doesn't have a number on the side of his helmet. He's going in with the all-white hat. He hasn't earned his stripes yet.
Yeah, well, after the last couple plays he's been on
I
I'd expect to see the number next week. But I think Aiden Cox might have been bailed out there. I saw what might have been a horse collar. Maybe he drug him down by the jersey, but I know in the NFL that itself is a penalty. But Pedro, he kicks this one. It's going to bounce at the 30 and bounce all the way down into the 20 and continue to roll for the Bulldogs. Bearcats going to get the ball thrown 14-yard line. Good punt by Pedro Altamirano. Well, that's 5:25 left in the second quarter. Bearcats 35, Bulldogs 8. Let's step away for a quick word.
Hi, I'm Laura Bradley with Irick Real Estate here in Pilot Point. Growing up and living in this area my whole life allows me to have the expertise that is needed to better serve clients in this area. As a top producing agent with over 15 years of real estate experience, I believe in being a dedicated, hard-working realtor who strives to put clients first. It's about building relationships, not closing transactions. Feel free to call or text for all your real estate needs at 940-390-3911. Or you can visit my website at southernlifeliving.com. When experience counts, call Laura, your local Irick Real Estate agent.
And we're back, and the commercial carried a little long, so we missed the first play, which was a 47-yard pass from Max Hall to Jay Cox, who made the catch in a tackle at the Bulldog 39. Shout out to the chat. The chat let us know number 9 is Alex Puga.
Yep, thank you, Rocky, in alas.
Yeah, and now this play, quarterback draw for Max Hall with some more space, and he's just going to outrun everybody in the end zone. My goodness, he is fast. 2 plays, 86 yards, touchdown.
I'm entertained.
Yeah, 47 yards on the pass, maybe 39 there. 39 there on the run. And the Bearcats up 41-8, and they are just cruising. Max
just has a gear that they have not caught up to.
I hear Coach Marsh talk about how fast he is all the time, and I'll tell you, I've seen his speed all year, but to me, he's more of a slippery runner. He's more of a deceptive runner. Tonight, he's just been downright fast. He took some notes from Cash Jones last week.
I was going to say, he's channeling his inner Cash Jones tonight.
Man,
of that speed we saw from that guy last week.
Ashton Kirby with another good hold, and he gets that kick up and good. So let's not go to another commercial. We just got back. We got to one play. 4 minutes and 51 seconds left in the second quarter. Bearcats 42, Bulldogs 8. I don't think you could script it any better. One bad play from the Bearcat defense allowed the Bulldogs to score.
Bearcats are rolling.
And outside of that, you have nothing to complain about on offense, nothing to complain about on defense.
As Caleb Marsh would like to say, we're looking at a 50 burger before halftime at this rate. He loves him a 50 burger.
Well, yeah, geez.
I just like burgers, period.
Well, just talking about food, man, Dad and I drove out here, and we figured we'd wait until we got to the stadium to eat. Then we left late because we remembered the game started at 7, not 7:30.
Right.
And then by the time we get here, there was nothing on the road we came in on, so we just, talking about burgers make me hungry.
I met Justin Kirby early for Jake and Dorothy's. My grandparents grew up in De Leon, Texas, down the road, so they were. I had Bearcat. They're the Bearcats as well, so I had Bearcat blood in me forever. So
yep, Chandler Cabinet scoring drive summary, pretty easy.
Yeah, it's 2 plays, 86 yards, 34 seconds off the clock. Another Max. Is it his 4th touchdown?
Yep.
My goodness.
Sorry we missed the big pass play. They normally give us about 40 seconds between possessions, and they went quick, and then Max Holler threw the ball in the air, and immediately it was a big play. Oh, Gantry gets this one all the way back to the 10 again, and this time Clyde's getting out in a bit of a better return. Flag coming in from way out there. Man, so the Bearcats get the tackle at the 26, but I'm more impressed. 10, 20, 30, 4, 30. The referee just threw his flag 34 yards. Goodness gracious. He threw it from the Bearcat 40, and it's sitting on the Bulldog 26-yard line.
He's the adult league flag football quarterback for his team. No doubt.
This guy just wanted to throw the flag to show off.
Yeah,
I think he's the only one that's throwing flags tonight. 34 yards. That might be the story of the game so far. Jeez. Here we go, Bulldogs. There was the flag he threw. Looked like it must have been for a hold because there was a 10-yard mark off there, and the Bulldogs are going to get the ball 1st and 10 at their own 16. Another advanced Metcare hospital penalty. And the Bulldogs are going to run the quarterback power. It's the one play that's worked, and this time it doesn't work. A couple Bearcats get there and wrap them up and barely allow them to get back to the original line of scrimmage. And at this point, let's start getting this clock running, get into halftime, man. Not often in the second quarter you start thinking about getting the clock running. But here we go. 4 minutes and 20 seconds and counting here in the second quarter. Bearcats 42, Bulldogs 8.
Yeah, good job by the Bearcats adjusting to that quarterback draw. And
Jay Cox getting a break on defense. Dakota David coming in, going to play some linebacker. Their Bearcats defense has adjusted to everything the Bulldogs have thrown at them so far. And this is going to be a sweep out to the left, immediately being chased by some Bearcat defenders before he's brought down after about a carry at 2 yards. 3rd and 7 here.
That was Tristan Trubenbach. Really nice tackle. Wrapped him up around the waist and brought him down.
No, it's going to be 3rd and 8, 3rd and 7 here for the Bulldogs at their own 19-yard line. Looking to get the calls. It's just not the Bulldogs' night so far tonight. The Bearcats have had an answer for everything they've done, and the few times they've really tried to air it out, it's going the other way pretty quickly. And this time they are going to try to throw the ball in the slant route. Aston Kirby doesn't have to make a play because it looks like Max Holler is providing some pressure, knocks the ball down, and it's going to be 4th and 7 from their own 19-yard line. And I know you're down big and all that, but you got to punt it here, and that's what's happening. The Bulldog punt team's coming out. So, like I said, got to be careful of a fake of some sort, but I imagine this one's going to get punted. TK back deep to receive for the Trent Trubenbach kicker.
Yeah, unless you're Mike McCarthy, I don't think they're calling a fake right here.
No, Trent Trubenbach punt return here for the Bearcats. TK back deep, as is standing around about his own 47-yard line. Number 10's got a leg. If he kicks it, he may outkick him. This one dribbles back to him, but he fields it, and he's going to boot this one. And TK's going to field this on the run. Oh, he muffs it at the 50.
They picked it up on the run.
Well, yeah, but I don't think you can return a muffed punt. I don't know why they're not blowing it dead. But that's a block in the back as well. But none of that matters. You can't return a muffed punt, and the referee on the far side of the field is signifying that.
Yeah,
so that block in the box not going to count because TK tried to field the ball on the run and just went right through his hands. And number 11, Jacob Roberts on the recovery for the Bulldogs. And all his effort is for naught. He ran it all the way back for a touchdown and even picked up an illegal block by a buddy. But none of that's going to matter, including the block in the back, because you can't advance a muffed punt.
It's come a long ways back.
It looked like there's only one referee on the field that knew the rule. All the other referees were running, throwing flags. No doubt the back judge is throwing the flag.
Yeah, he's throwing one about 40 yards if he needed to.
He was on the run though. He couldn't let that one go. He was trying to outrun the return man. So the Bulldogs catch a break after the muffed punt by the Kowalski by TK. They're going to get the ball 1st and 10 at the Bearcat at the 50-yard line. So it's just like they had a big play.
Yeah, this is the first week that TK's had all the punt return duties to himself, right? He's usually sharing with Aston, or earlier in the season, Aston was back there by himself a few times.
Jet sweep reverse. Number 11 is going to be a pass. Jay Cox isn't going to let him get rid of it. Brings him down, slings him down all the way back at the 35-yard line. 15-yard loss on the trickery right there. Jay Cox tracks him down. Well, that's a terrible spot, but they're gonna say instead of a 15-yard loss, it's a 13-yard loss. So it's going to be 2nd and a mile, 2nd and 23 at their own 37-yard line for the Bulldogs.
Good job by Ish Harris and Avery Smith sticking with the wide receiver, because he was going to throw it deep, but he just didn't have time to set his feet and make a throw.
No, it was very apparent the moment he got the ball in his hands. He was getting ready to throw, and Jay Cox was just all in his face. This is going to be a quarterback power to the right side. Not a whole lot of space to get going, but ultimately he's going to get some yards. He's going to get out to about the 44-yard line. Kind of one of those deals, nobody got any momentum when they met up, so the pile just keeps going.
Kept driving.
But still set up well. 3rd and 16 here for the Bulldogs. The Bearcat defense has an opportunity to force a second punt here. Trips left for the Bulldogs. Cannon Charleston next to Dylan Newman in the backfield. They're going to motion one receiver from the left to the right. So when they eventually get lined up here, it'll be 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Imagine we're seeing a pass play here. That's what we're seeing. Newman drops straight back to pass, immediately being pressured. Hit as he throws. Ball's in the air. And Aston Kirby. So Aston Kirby was ready to intercept that ball, and number 11, Jacob Roberts, deflected it just enough that it wasn't a clean catch for Aston Kirby. I would have loved to see him come down for that, but that would have been a heck of a punt for the Bulldogs.
Basically, yeah, it would have been.
And they've had some problems on the snap. So not only did they have the one that Altamirano, the punter, couldn't field.
Right.
They had one that he had to jump to catch. They had another one he had to field like a shortstop. So they've had problems getting the snap back to him.
Looks like Aston's going to return this one.
Aston is in for TK on this one. He's going to return this one. Let's see if he can make some magic happen. This snap is good. Punt is up, and Aston's going to have an opportunity to field it. He catches it, and he's got the return on. He makes a man miss, gets out, and he's slung down at about the 26-yard line. The man I thought he made miss, got a handful of jersey, didn't let go.
Yeah, it was Blake Carr for Clyde. He just would not let go of Aston's jersey and kind of slung him back.
So we'll see what Coach Peacock and Coach David, the Bearcats, are thinking here. Minute 19 left in the first half, up 42-8. I don't imagine you'll see a lot of the first stringers in the second half. So you want to go out with one more big drive here, or you want to just get into the halftime and see what happens?
I think we'll put it on the ground, but if we get a chunk play here on first down, then we'll go for it.
Well, we're in the I formation, and this is just going to be a power run.
It looks like that's Alex.
That's another, yeah. Is that number 9?
Looks like it's 9. Let me double check that.
No, that's number 2. So that is another call up. That is number 2. We'll work on. It's not Troy Tencher, so Troy Tencher's wearing 56, so we're going to see who that is tonight.
Yeah, we got 2 and 9 in the backfield, which together makes my favorite number, 29.
Well, the Bearcats are in hurry up, 2nd and 8. Handoff back to number 2 again, and he's going to get up to about the 34-yard line. I want to thank Tad Travis for the shout-out on restaurant recommendations. Let's hope this clock ticks a little faster so they'll still be open when we get there.
Number 2 may be Diego, Rocky Marshall says.
Well, he's 1 for 1 on the Alex Puga.
Yeah. Both are freshmen.
That
makes sense.
That's, getting those kids experience now for the years to come. That's great.
Valuable.
So Max Holler's going to take the snap. He's going to keep it himself. Let's see what he does here. He gets across the 40. Had a bit of a convoy, but it was a big cluster of bodies eventually being brought down. Diego Alejos is number 2, so Rocky was right on that again.
By the way, it's Dakota David at quarterback, Ryan. That's
Dakota's
that's
already
not
in?
Max.
Okay,
Yep.
well, hey, happening early. I don't blame him, though. And that's going to be the end of the half. So the time runs out on the Bearcats there. But, man, couldn't ask for a better half. At the end of the first half, Bearcats 42, Bulldogs 8. And when we come out after for the second half, Bearcats going to get the football. So it's been a great first half. And we got a halftime here to get to. We're going to play that interview.
Yep,
with
interview Chad
Bearcat
Cole.
legend Chad Cole.
My quarterback.
We'll come back for the second half and get some stats and talk about the second half. And I'm sure we need this chat to get real active in the second half because I don't know how much.
Keep us entertained.
Yeah, I don't know how much is going to go on. We need our blowout material here. So we'll be back after a little while. You guys enjoy the interview.
Enjoy that old-time country feel at the Martin General Store, located in downtown Pilot Point on the historic Pilot Point Square. The best way to describe the general store is it has a little bit of everything, from Circle E candles to specialty jams, dressings, sauces, home decor, kitchen decor, goat's milk soap, jewelry, a large assortment of old-time candy, nostalgic toys and books, pet toys and treats, greeting cards and gift wrap. She also serves cold drinks, and last but not least, Beth Marie's ice cream. That's Martin General Store, a little bit of everything.
Yo soy Miguel Prado, un estudiante entrenador para los Bearcats, y usted está escuchando el Football Bearcats on PilotPointBearcats.com.
Looking for future leaders we can trust and believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Texas. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It begins by making their grades and being on time for practice. It includes learning to listen, following directions, accepting responsibility, being a good role model. And it's about respect for officials, opponents, the rules, and each other. The result? It transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. High school sports. There's so much more than just a game. This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Chad Cole, I'm the head football coach at Frisco Reedy, former Pilot Point Bearcat, graduating class of 1994. I just want to give a shout out to the Bearcats. Good luck this week in your Bi-District playoff game. You're listening to Bearcat football on PilotPointBearcats.com.
All right. Howdy, Bearcat fans. This is John Tyson Little, number 29, reporting for PilotPointBearcats.com. And tonight, I'm humbled and honored to have former Bearcat quarterback great from the class of 1994 and current head football coach at Frisco Reedy High School, Chad Cole. He's our Bearcat Legend of the Week, brought to you by Chance Kirby and IRIC Real Estate. Thanks for joining me, Coach.
Hey, man, I'm honored. Give me cold chills talking about it like that. That's cool. Glad to be here.
Yeah. So for our audience, in full disclosure, as some would say, I already have the answers to the test here. But as we graduated in the same class of 1994, and by the way, the crying Terrell Owens, that's my quarterback. I love to put that meme on Facebook. Anytime your name is mentioned, that's my go-to.
Good stuff. Yes, sir.
That's my go-to meme right there. That's my quarterback. So let's start out, Chad, if you would, by describing, what sports and what positions you played at Pilot Point back in your high school days.
Well, even as in Frisco Reedy, Frisco America, we try to instill that small town feel. I mean, I believe that's why Frisco built so many high schools, is because they want to give every kid as much exposure and experience as possible. And so I fit in real well because I got to blessed to go to high school in Pilot Point, Texas, where we got to do everything, and we were encouraged to do everything. And, we needed to do everything. I'll never forget, our sophomore year when Coach Jones, who is the JV basketball coach, our head football coach, is now coaching JV basketball, and he walks in the off season and says, I need some basketball players. And he said, you, and you, come on. And we got to go play JV basketball, So, we had fun on the baseball diamond. We had fun at track meets, and we were successful. And I believe all of those experiences allowed us to be competitors even more so than football players. And so, man, those experiences that I had as a high schooler, that's why I'm a football coach now, is because I saw what that did for my life. And, it's a calling for me to go allow somebody else to do it and have those experiences in their life. So I did everything to answer your question.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, and I love the multi-sport perspective of small towns. It's just great to see these kids doing it all. So you mentioned Coach Jerry Jones. So was Coach Jerry Jones your head football coach throughout your entire high school career?
Yes. I can't remember, probably 87. The Jones family is near and dear to my heart because I'm friends with all three of the sons. And, Rocky's the oldest. He and Robbie are at Aledo and still in close contact with those guys. But I think it was, Rocky's senior year in 87 when Jerry got there. So we were in 6th grade maybe. And so, yes, we were the Jones clan all the way through.
Yeah, it's great. I had on my list to ask you what the Jones family meant to you, so I'm glad you mentioned that. So speaking of the Jones boys, so I have a hypothetical for you. And since they have major Pilot Point roots, and I hope Russell's listening to this, so let's say you had to hire one, fire one, and go fishing with the other. So after you fired Russell Jones in epic fashion, no less, who are you hiring and who are you going fishing with?
Well, being that I just have to stay in order, I'm being that my fishing buddy is the Honorable Rocky Jones. He's my fishing partner, so he's got to get in the boat with me, and then Robbie's got to run the ship because he's been doing such a fantastic job for 10 plus years. Well, it's longer than that. He's got 9 state championships at Aledo, so I don't know how long he's been there, but he's obviously got skins on the wall and can do it right. So yes, let's fire Russell. Okay. Let's go fishing with Rocky, and then let's let Robbie run the ship.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, that's my weekly shot at Russell because he likes to troll me on Twitter and say that I trapped a certain catch back in 1993.
I saw that the other day. That was good. It wasn't a trap though. I had a real good vantage point. I could see it underneath the diving corner.
Man, I tell you, I'm gonna break out the highlight film, and I'm sure my wife is disappointed that I don't know exactly where it's at this moment, but I am going to dig.
Got it. He watches.
Oh yeah. I know.
So.
I know he's got it. I actually remember after the catch giving him a hug on the sideline. He was there, and he had a good view of it. So he's just trolling me. It's
That's
all
he's
good.
doing.
Yeah. Okay. So just to reset, this is John Little talking to Bearcat Legend of the Week, Chad Cole, and Tarleton State Hall of Famer, by the way, from the Pilot Point class of 1994. And this is sponsored by Chance Kirby and Irick Real Estate. If you're looking for a real estate agent and company that will absolutely go the distance for you, contact Chance at 940-686-5233. So back to your high school career, Coach. Did you ever go to a quarterback specialist or go to any quarterback camps or any personal trainers like these kids do now, or how did you determine you were going to be a quarterback?
It was a different time, John. It was. I remember attending probably the first ever Todd Dodge quarterback receiver camp. He had it at North Texas. I wore the shirt so much that the shoulders, were coming apart, and it was a neat memory for me, but I really didn't. We didn't have there was no specialization in early 90s in
Right.
Pilot Point. It just, you did what you were told to do. Our coaches coached us up, and we executed, the offense that we ran. I mean, we were wing T, and I make that joke all the time. I was a wing T quarterback coming out of Pilot Point, Texas, going to Tarleton State, and
Right.
man, that doesn't open many doors, and you had to fight and scratch to figure it out.
Yeah, so that brings up a great point. So I've seen on the chat rooms and all this for years, a lot of, I guess it's Pilot Point folks, they like to call it the Chad Cole spread offense. So how did you learn the spread? Were you still in college, or did you pick that up when you started at Prosper or Frisco?
Well, it's funny, as a player, I don't think you grasp the same X's and O's that a coach does. I mean, I think you have to be a coach to get the scheme and to really get honed in on what you're trying to do and how you're attacking a defense and what is best. I mean, yes, I did learn some things. Todd Whitten, who's back at Tarleton now, is a phenomenal offensive mind. He taught me a lot about, the spread style. We had a tight end. We played with a tight end and 3 wide receivers and 1 running back. I mean, that was primarily our set, and shotgun and a little bit under center. But we threw the ball, so I learned some passing game from Coach Whitten and at Tarleton. But, you had to dive in as a football coach to really understand offense. And, again, we've already mentioned him one time, but one of my mentors was Rocky Jones. When we got to Grapevine together, I was the quarterback coach. He was the offensive coordinator, and we had a real good scheme. It was a South Lake Carroll style of, just doubles and trips and taking what a defense gives you and knowing that you're going to be in 1 or 2 formations and you're going to know how they're going to line up across from you, and then you've got to go execute the play. So, it was a neat experience, especially early in my career, to kind of give me some focus as I move forward.
Yeah. I got to tell you, the Bearcats played Brock last week, and I interviewed the other coach, Chad Worrell, last week, and man, it gave me chills watching some of the plays that they ran. I'm pretty sure he ran McKinney sweep like 5 times. So he's still keeping hope alive for some of our wing tee and set backfield stuff.
and there are ways to incorporate those into a spread offense. I'll tell you that right now, because we still love those schemes. And man, when your teeth are cut and you watch the success that we had running simple wing tee plays, I mean, you can't get away from it. So absolutely, that fires me up. Yeah.
So getting back to the important stuff, which is our playing days, the good old days. So Coach Travis Marsh of the Bearcats, he referred to this current Bearcat team a couple of times this season as the Cardiac Cats, which kind of had me saying to myself, no, buddy, you ain't seen nothing, like what we threw down in 1993. Do you remember all of the one possession games that we escaped with victories?
I do. And it was week by week. We were fighting and scratching, and we just found a way, and where you go back and you analyze it after all these years, and it was just the brotherhood that we had built, being together, and the fact that we're fighting for one another. We're fighting for the guy that was next to us, our best friend, that's on the same field as us, wanting the same goals. It's pretty unstoppable. And as a coach, I've had teams that have had that to a certain degree. Probably, I'm biased just like you are. I don't think it'll ever get any better than what we had. But you see teams that have that, man, they can do things that they're not supposed to do. And then you have those teams, those years where it's individual driven and people are selfish and you just don't get the full potential. And I just believe that, we probably weren't as talented as the team
the year before. That's for sure.
But it was just the fact that we had been there, we had done it, we knew what it took, and we were willing to fight for one another, and we weren't going to accept anything but success. And man, it was a motivating factor for the rest of my life. I mean, just like you and all of our other brothers.
Yep, for sure, man. You'll make me sports cry. But yeah, man, I mean, I just remember just in the playoffs alone, Jacksboro, Kearns, and Boyd, 3 in a row that were just crazy. And I think everybody forgets about that Jacksboro game. That was one of my favorites.
Sure, we had pulled that one out, we wouldn't have had the other memories for sure.
Exactly.
That was a good football team we beat that night.
Yeah. So the other thing I really liked was our trips, just on the charter bus and that. And you know, you and I started kind of a superstition by accident. I don't know if you remember this, but as soon as we would leave the parking lot on the charter bus, our senior year, you and I sat next to each other, and I would put on my headphones and I'd have my Sony Walkman, and I'd hold out my hand. And do you remember what you would put in my hand?
Oh, man, I need to know this answer. Oh, why don't I know this answer?
Okay,
locked in, baby.
It's going to come to you.
Okay, yeah, give me some time.
So I'll just say this, Back in Black.
Well, yeah, absolutely. It was the ACD cassette tape that we rocked.
Exactly.
We shared it. We just shared it, right? You listen to this song, then I'll listen to it. Because, the Walkman back in the days, I mean, these kids wouldn't have any concept of that.
No.
But, we made it work, didn't we?
Yeah, they're going to have, the youngsters at home are going to have to Google cassette tape, first of all, and then Sony Walkman.
Yeah, and even the weird, I guess that was the first ever, Apple earbud. Was the way that Walkman fit into your ears. That was weird. That was it wasn't a puffy headset. It was the first ever little bud that went in your ear. Yeah, that tripped us out.
Yeah, every time I still listen to AC/DC when I'm working out or whatever, I think of that. That's one of my favorite moments.
Good memory. That's a good memory right there.
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so to move forward into your college career, Chad. So you played at Tarleton State in Stephenville, and that's ironically where the Pilot Point Bearcats are going to take on the Clyde Bulldogs this Friday night in the opening Bi-District Round of these 2020 playoffs. Have they renamed the stadium in your honor yet, Chad?
I don't think we've gotten that far. They're new in their renovation, so maybe they just haven't gotten completely finished yet and hadn't put the statue at the end, but doesn't look good. But I tell you what, it's exciting because you're going to get a completely different renovated stadium. I wouldn't even recognize it because the home side is going to be where our visitor side was when I played there. So it's new and improved for sure. It's a new and improved Stephenville, Texas.
Well, we got to make it happen. The name change. I don't know if we got to start a petition or whatever it is, but we'll see what we can do.
All right, I appreciate
while
your
I'm down
support.
there on Friday.
I appreciate your support.
But and so along those lines, I guess I'll throw Russell Jones a solid one at least, and talk about that old house that you guys used to live at. It was right across the stadium, right? That was a special place, wasn't it?
Right across the street. A lot of good football coaches came out of that household. We had a lot of camaraderie, and everybody was a athletic, exercise and sports studies major. And most of my roommates are still in coaching. So it was a neat fraternity that we built there right across the street. We could walk out. We would walk out through the coach's office and go right to our front door. Everybody else would exit the parking lot and take off their way, and I would cut through and say good evening to the coaches, and boom, I'd be at the front door. So yeah, it was a special place. The house that our current head coach, Danny Joe David, and his dad owned it. So we rented it from LE. So it's seen a lot of good football coaches for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so just to get into your coaching career for a minute, tell the audience kind of how you got into coaching and all the stops and leading up to where you're at now at Frisco Reedy.
Well, real quickly, it's part of my testimony is I was rescued from the corporate world by Jerry Jones. And that's what makes my time at Pilot Point so special, and the bonds that I had with the coaches. And Coach Gray will stop by my office once a week. Rick Jones sends me text messages all the time, congratulating me on wins, and I see Lonnie Scott at cross country meets, and it's unbelievable the coaching staff that we had, and we were blessed to have those men of character and integrity leading us. And so, I'm in corporate America, and it's not going well. And I get a phone call, after I lost a job, and he said, "I got a quarterback job for you." And I said, "Well, let's do this." And so it was just like a weight had been lifted off my shoulders. It was what I was called to do, and I hadn't looked back. No regrets. Worked with Jerry there in Prosper for a few years. Bumped up to Frisco High. Spent a year there with Ronnie Mullins, great mentor, great football coach. Got to go to Grapevine. So Grapevine is a 5A program when we did not have 6A. So I got some big-time football there with Rocky Jones. And then got back into Frisco and spent 9 years at Wakeland, and then was blessed with the opportunity to open my own school in 2015 with the Reedy Lions.
All right, Chad, so I'll pretty much wrap it up. But, again, we graduated together in 1994, and our class was a good one. And in this current Bearcat season, Doug Webb's son's on the team, Preston Webb. He's a playmaker. He's made a couple of interceptions and fumble recoveries. And then Tommy Wheeler, a.k.a. Daba, his son's a heck of a defensive tackle on this current Bearcat team. And then you've got people like Paul Dennis, his daughter Ava is crushing it in cross country and softball. But let me just take one little parting shot. Let's talk about the biggest disappointment from our graduating class. I mean, it has to be Jim Russell, right? Because he lives in Salina and he's raising his family over there as Bobcats. I mean, the guy had so much promise. Do you agree, or am I?
We do have to have a moment of silence for our partner who self-healed himself in the middle of a football field, in the middle of a football game, as a Pilot Point Bearcat, to take his family and go to the enemy is it's something that still keeps us up at night. But we still love him and care for him, but we cannot forget what he's done to us.
Yeah, and I kind of wonder if he's pawning himself off as a Salina Bobcat legend over there, because I've seen him wearing all these shirts and yucking it up with everyone. I think he's pulled the wool over their eyes over there.
He's accustomed to the orange. He just lost his black way. He just does not have the color black in his scheme anymore, and that's disappointing. But maybe we can ship him some old gear and kind of remind him of where his roots are.
Yeah, I bet Russell Jones can send him a Bearcat football shirt.
No doubt. Even though he has 4 already, he just can't wear them.
Exactly. So, man, I could talk to you forever. I appreciate it. Again, thank you, Coach Chad Cole, for being this week's Bearcat Legend, brought to you by Chance Kirby and Ira Real Estate.
Chad Cole, I'm the
Hey Bearcat fans, this is Coach Marsh. I know that whenever practice is over and I get home late, the first place I think of is Nick's Italian. You can go to Nick's Italian, or you can call it at 940-686-2520. You get great quality food at a great price, not to mention the friendly service that you receive from Nick and his staff. Next time you're hungry and you don't feel like dragging out all those pots and pans and trying to cook for a family of 6, call Nick's Italian and they'll take care of you. Nick's has been family owned and operated since 2003. You can find the restaurant at 1340 South Highway 377 in Pilot Point, Texas. Support a veteran-owned business in Nick's Italian. Go Bearcats.
I'm number 12, Max Holler, and you are listening to Bearcat Football on PilotPointBearcats.com.
Here we are back with a little bit of the Hometown Pharmacy halftime show here in what's turning out to be a Bearcat blowout. And take a lot for Clyde to get back in this one in the second half. And
Sure would.
I've seen crazy things happen, but I don't know if that's in the cards tonight. Let's go over some of the stats. So the passing game has been pretty simple. Max Holler 2 for 3, 62 yards. The highlight of that is the 46-yard reception by Jay Cox. Avery Smith added the second catch for 16 yards. Good, perfect throw by Max Holler to him down the sideline. It was a beautiful play there.
It really was.
On the ground today, that's where all the magic's been happening for the Bearcats. Max Holler, 6 attempts for $137, 4 touchdowns. And I'm assuming, based off of what we saw there at the end of the first half, his night is done.
Seems like they're going to probably go with Dakota David in the second half.
Ish Harris. So Ish Harris is kind of the guy who has to sacrifice for Max Holler eating so much. Ish Harris got 7 carries, 38 yards. Every one of his runs were solid runs where he had to, he fought for some yardage, but he doesn't look like he's going to get a chance to break out tonight because the way the second quarter went, didn't look like he's going to get very many more carries tonight. Which is going to open the door for some other guys. You got TK, 3 carries, 34 yards, punctuated by that huge touchdown run there that Chance Kirby got an excellent photo of that you'll see in the Irish Real Estate Game Day album. But we have a freshman, Diego Alejos, 2 carries, 7 yards. Backup quarterback, Dakota David, 1 carry for 10 yards. Lots of action tonight for the Bearcats on the ground. You called it. You told me pregame that Wall ran for a lot of yards on Clyde, and we had a good opportunity to do the same.
Yeah, Wall ran for something crazy, like 430 yards against these guys, so I figured looking at their 3-4 defense and the way the Bearcats pound the rock, I figured it would be Ish's day, but it's been a plethora of Bearcats on the ground.
Yep. So let's go team stats. Only 7 first downs for the Bearcats. Was just because they've had so many big plays tonight. 4 penalties, 30 yards. They did turn the ball over one time, but and that was on the muffed punt. But they did have 2 interceptions of their own. One of those was a 40-yard pick 6 returned by Big Play Jay. The other interception went to Ish Harris. Rushing yards, we got 233 rushing yards in the first half. Paired that with the 2 completions for 62 yards, which gives us a total of just under 300 yards of offense for the first half. We did get that 1 big sack there. We did get 1 sack on Newman, and then we got another play that I don't think it's considered a sack because it was the reverse pass. But they were definitely trying to throw that one.
Yeah. There's several plays where like Jay had the quarterback in the grasp as well.
Well, there was
right on him.
That interception return that Jay Cox had for the touchdown was actually, we should have sacked him before that, and Newman escaped, and then
pressure forced him into throwing a pick, basically.
Yeah. Bearcats only had 7 minutes and 18 seconds time of possession, but you just score so quickly. You don't pile up that time, so I'm assuming that we're going to see a lot more of the ground game for the Bearcats. Maybe not as many big plays and lead to greater time of possession here. And the opening kickoff is off, and that is the kicker for Clyde. Has a leg, gets all the way in zone, but this is going to be brought out of the end zone at the 20 and around the corner, and there's going to be a hold way back for the Bearcats. This one's going to go back all the way to midfield by Jay Cox, but they're calling a penalty on a hold way back on Preston Webb. I don't know if I agree with the call or not, but it doesn't really matter. Bearcats are going to have the ball pinned deep in their own territory to start the second half.
Yeah, it's going to negate a really nice run by Jay Cox navigating his way up this near sideline.
Yeah, that Trent Trubenbach kick return was good for over 50 yards from Jay Cox, but it's all going to be negated by the hold. Notes from the first half, I mentioned it, 40-yard pick 6 by Jay Cox, the Ish Harris interception, and touchdown runs of 70 and 39 for Max Holler in the first half. Those are the big run plays that he had. Great first half for Max Holler, but
entertaining
you got the binoculars. I'm sure he's not out there for this drive, but
yeah, I don't think he will be.
Who we got in the backfield, John? We do have Dakota David, it looks. Ish Harris is going to be back there, so maybe they're going to give Ish Harris a little run here to start off the second half. 1st and 10, thrown 7-yard line for the Bearcats.
It is Max, the quarterback, brother.
Oh, it is Max.
Yep.
Well, he hands off to Ish Harris, who's going to find some yardage. He's going to get out across the 10, spins, and he's a hard tackle. He's going to get out to the 12, and he took a little bit of punishment there, but hard 4-yard run there by Ish Harris. That is a bit surprising because it did look like Dakota David finished the first half.
Yeah, he did.
Ish Harris didn't get really any carries in the second quarter. Maybe that's the only reason he's getting a couple now.
I think their philosophy is going to be, hey, we'll give you guys one drive, go down, do your thing, and then we'll pull you out after this one drive.
Yeah, make the best of it. I don't mind that. Mike Holler's going to hand off again to Ish Harrison. No, he's going to roll out to pass. Play action. Looking down the field. Throws the ball deep out to Ashton Kirby. Caught at the 34-yard line. Number 7 there for the Bulldogs. Looked like he could have made a play. George. I'm not certainly exactly
George
sure.
Cantu.
George Cantu.
Maybe
Jorge Cantu. Who knows? I've spelt with a J there.
Yeah, he broke on the ball and just missed it, and it went right through him, and Aston made a nice catch and then had to kind of fall down on top of him.
Yep, so hey, there's for just pounding the ball and wasting time on the clock. We're throwing the ball deep there. Max Holler. He's going to be in the shotgun, take the snap, another handoff to Ish Harris up the middle. Ish Harris going to tiptoe his way out across the 35 to about the 36-yard line. Only 2.5 yards on the carry there.
Yeah, and shout out to Jacob Scott, our guard. I saw he got an offer from a D2 school this week as well as Quincy University. It's like a Catholic school in Illinois.
Man, they probably saw that touchdown he scored earlier and thought they could use that.
He's a touchdown maker, isn't
he? A few weeks ago.
He leads our linemen in touchdowns.
Yeah, well, hey, Max Holler under center, eye right. And this is going to be a play-action pass. Max Holler looking deep. He's going to throw the ball down the wheel route, and that's going to be knocked down by number 8 for the Bulldogs. Dylan Newman, the quarterback, probably should have intercepted it.
Yeah, that was dangerous.
Yep.
Hunter Thornton, their safety, number 14, was in good position, but he looked like he was more in touch with making a play on the receiver versus the ball, or else he could have had a pick.
Yeah, Dylan Newman got his hands on it. So but there was a lot of bodies there. It might have hit somebody. That's the play that looked like the Bearcats have snuck out a bunch against Boyd and threw for big pass plays. Clyde was ready for it there. 3rd and 8 for the Bearcats. And it's going to be a rollout. It's going to be a draw coming back to Ish Harris. He's going to pick up the first down plus some. And he's going to take that all the way to the house. So that's going to be 64 yards there for Ish Harrison. You knew he wasn't happy with his workload in the first half, so they told him he'd get one more, and he takes it 64 yards to the house.
Strike up the band and turn the jukebox up.
The 64-yard Pelzel printing touchdown. Ish Harris on a draw play. So they under center, roll out right, hand the ball back to him coming underneath, and he does the rest untouched, 64 yards for the touchdown.
Real nice play call there by Coach Peacock.
And the next Italian PAT, Aston, who's had to field some tough snaps today, has got them all down on the tee and made everyone to this point. So this snap is better. The hold, the kick is up. The next Italian PAT is good. 9:51 left in the third quarter. Bearcats 49, Bulldogs 8. So you get the ball to start the second half, and you go big and you score a touchdown. That was we got the ball at our own 12, I think, 12-yard line around an 88-yard touchdown drive.
Yeah, it really was. It was a great start to set the tone for this second half. Now, I don't expect to see Max and Ish play a whole lot of offense anymore. And
play a whole lot, period, really. Yeah, you got to get ready for, next week. Got a really good Shallowater team. Pilot Point alumni Kyle McCullough was on the sideline for Amarillo River Road, who Shallowater beat, and he gave me a very preliminary scouting report, and he had a lot of good things to say about the Shallowater team. It's going to be a tough matchup next week. Chandler Cabinet score and drive summary.
Yeah, 5 plays, 93 yards, 2 minutes off the clock.
How about 2 minutes and 9 seconds or so? Yeah, I'm sure the kickoff took that 9 seconds off.
And Ish Harris.
64 yards, man.
That was a very nice run by Ish.
So if the stats are all, pretty close to accurate.
He's getting close to 1,500 yards.
Yeah, because that's 65. So 65 plus 38. That's over 100. So not quite there yet. I was thinking more on the team total. We're going to be probably over 300 yards rushing for the game, and one drive in the second half. So we have a chance to match that wall number depending on Diego Alejos is probably going to get some carries. We're going to have TK probably get some more carries. Who knows who we're all going to get to see carry the ball here in the second half. But this kickoff is deep, fielded up to 14, and being carried loosely, but the guy makes a man miss, and there's a flag that comes out. It's probably going to be an advanced vet care penalty on the Bulldogs for a hold or a block in the back of some sort.
Yeah, Preston Webb is asking for a penalty. He's got it.
Yeah, looks like he elicited the hold or whatever it's going to be called on that. And they're marching the Bulldogs back, so the Bulldogs just can't even get out of their own way.
And looks like the refs are calling a pretty good game because Coach Marsh has not been upset with the officials, from what I can tell.
Well,
which is rare.
But it's a lot easier to let things slide when the score's what it is.
It's hard to be upset when you're winning 49 to 8 in the third quarter.
We've had an active chat here tonight, so thanks all you guys for listening. See a bunch of names on here that we're familiar with. Tad Travis, Terry Slay, Rocky Marshall, Adam Hill, a bunch of other names on there, and keep them coming. First carry for the Bulldogs is going to be good for about 3 yards up to the Bulldog 22-yard line. They still got all, this is it for you seniors here on the Bulldogs more than likely, so try their best to make the best of it and try to go out on a positive note with some momentum here in the second half. Max Holler is still playing on some defense here. He's kind of covering the slot receiver here, motion that way. Fake jet sweep, quarterback's going to take it out the left side, and TK is going to make the tackle, but not until about 3 or 4 yards are made on the play.
TK's laying the lumber tonight.
Yeah, Jacob Dane coming back in. Let's shout out the players who's playing on the defense. We've got Avery Smith, Aston Kirby, like I said, Jacob Dane, Max Holler, Tristan Trubenbach, Ish Harris. We got Preston Webb coming back in. Looks like we got big Ryan Riney. Number 50.
Aiden Cox.
We got 56 down there. That's Troy Tincher. I forgot the number change. Aiden Cox still in there.
Preston Webb, outside linebacker.
Yeah, so I'm sure as the second half progresses, we're going to see a lot of these kids cycle in and out. Maybe some more of these younger freshman kids get some playoff experience for when their day and age, when their time comes. They have a lot of this playoff experience, which is just, experiences can be everything when you get into these big games.
I'm sensing the Avery Smith or Aston Kirby interception at some point.
Well, they're probably going to get another chance on this drive because that was just enough to gain for the first down for the Bulldogs. They're going to get a first down. See how much they want to put the ball in the air. You put the ball in the air a good amount of times in the first half, and it was sacked and intercepted. And, so we'll see what they want to do here from a game plan perspective for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, they really only made their hay with the quarterback draw, quarterback keeper, right?
Yep, they kind of faked the handoff, go off the left side of the offense. They got the one real big run, a couple other 10-yard runs. Other than that, not a whole lot. And that's the play they're running here. That quarterback power to the left side. Newman's going to bounce and have some space. Great tackle. Who is that?
That was Ish.
Is that Ish? Ish comes off his man and makes an incredible tackle on Dylan Newman. 6 yards on the carry, but it looked like it was going to be more.
Yeah, when you say he came off his man, he just chunked his blocker to the side. I'm trying to look up that Jim Ned score, so I know Paradise is playing him, right? Yeah, Jim Ned's beating Paradise 7-3 at halftime. So,
that's interesting. Jim Ned is supposed to, top 10 team.
Number 6 number 6 in state.
Yep.
And,
Newman throws a screen. This time it's going to be caught, and this is what they've been looking for all game. We're going to get plenty of yards up to the 49. The ball is put on the ground. Referee's coming in saying he was down. That's the screen that they've been trying to connect on all game, and every time they've thrown it, it looks to be set up well. First time they actually catch it, and they get a big gain out to the 49-yard line. So another first down for the Bulldogs.
And that time they threw it to Jorge Cantu. He did a good job with that.
Still all the usual suspects in for the Bearcat defense. Doing a great job tonight. Like I said, only allowing really one big play. Everything else the Bulldogs have had to work for, and that's led to them only being able to put one touchdown on the board.
Looks like Alex Pooch is back at outside linebacker.
This is the jet sweep going right to left. Nope, fake jet sweep come out the other way. I was fooled, but the Bearcat defense was not. Looks like big number 56, Troy Tincher, wasn't fooled. He made the tackle there for a loss.
No, he wasn't. He was all over it.
1.5 yard loss there on the carry for the Bulldogs.
He was like the strawberry jam on my toast this morning. He was all over it. That was for Caleb. He loves a good food reference.
I got to get some of this homemade pizza that I see he makes all the time, man. Friday nights, homemade pizza. Got to get me some. Sweep out left for the Bulldogs. They're going to get it out the outside. That was number 6 again. Number 6 has some speed on him, man. He can move. That's Cannon Carlson. He hadn't had a whole lot of space to run. He got some space that time and made about 6-7 yards out of it.
Yeah, he got the edge.
So they're in Bearcat territory here with this 3rd and 5 from the Bearcat 46-yard line. Line to gain would be the 41 for a Bulldog first down. Takes a snap, looking to pass. Aston Kirby's being challenged. Poor throw, but he was in good coverage.
Really
Perfectly
nice
thrown
coverage.
ball probably would have been caught, but he was in good coverage. Ball wasn't perfectly thrown. It's going to be 4th and 6 here.
Yeah,
5:40 left
try
in
to
the
run
third quarter.
deep post there. Aston had him covered over the top. Only way he would have fit it in is throwing a bullet.
Might have been intercepted if he threw it too low, though.
Exactly.
There's some good, decent coverage underneath as well. There was some space there. It had to have been a perfectly placed football, though. Laura Bradley scoreboard check. 5 minutes, 40 seconds left in the third quarter. Bearcats 49, Bulldogs 8. 4th and 6 for the Bulldogs. They're dropping back to pass, looking left. Strip sack. Ball's on the ground. Looks like Alex Puga, the freshman, jumps on it. Twin City turnover. Sacked by Jay Cox. Coming off the backside.
Boy, number 9.
Ball just shot out, man. Looked like a bar of soap. Just shot right out backwards. Number 9 goes and gets on it. And so, you know, it was 4th down anyways. But, hey, the Bearcats get credit for a Twin City turnover there.
Absolutely.
That's their 3rd Twin City turnover of the game.
Good experience for Alex Puga right there, getting on that fumble. And then Coach Marsh sends him right back out to play some offense.
Yeah. With TK in the backfield, it looked like Puga's going to be the fullback. This is an I formation. Snap. Handoff to Puga. And he's going to have some space to run. Spins out of a tackle across a 30 down to the 28-yard line. 14 yards on the carry to the fullback. And we've started to see some change on the offense. So TK's playing running back. Puga's playing fullback. Looks like that's Dakota David in at quarterback. Caden Carter's going to be in there playing tight end. Avery Smith and Aston Kirby are the receivers. Pistol formation. And it's kind of an I-right pistol formation. I left now. It's going to be a handoff to number 7, TK. He's going to get across 25 and carry man spin out of another tackle before he's finally brought down at about the line to gain, about the just short of it, 19-yard line. So it's going to be 2nd and 1 for the Bearcats. Two guys who hadn't gotten any, Puga, this is his first game getting to play.
Exactly.
TK, this is only his 2nd game getting carries. He looks great.
TK's running the ball. He's taking care of the ball very nicely. Both hands on the football. He's got a little spin move that he uses. He's running the ball hard tonight.
Drop back to pass. Dakota David hits a man. Cade Carter out in the flat. No, that's not Cade Carter. Is that
Yeah,
Jay
it is.
Cox? Oh,
No,
it
it's
is.
Cade Carter.
Woo! Cade Carter catches it and takes a lick inside the 10. But it's going to be enough for an Irish Real Estate first down into the Point Bank red zone. Cade Carter on the catch. Good ball by Dakota David. Hits Cade Carter in the flat, and they pick up some yards.
Yeah, excellent ball by Dakota. And Cade caught that on the out route and turned it up and took a lick on the sideline, but he got some yards out of it. Bearcats are knocking on the door once again.
I formation at the 1st and goal from the 7-yard line. Hand off to TK, who's going to try to break the first tackle, and he kind of does, but some other Bulldogs get there. He's going to be lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage there, so it's going to be 2nd goal from the 7 again here on this next play for the Bearcats.
Yeah, Luke Chorn, their captain, outside linebacker, was all over that play for Clyde.
No hurry here for the Bearcat offense, as there really shouldn't be. 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in a 41-point game in the third quarter, at least. So there's a quarter plus 3.5 minutes left. Snap's taken, handoff to TK, who's going to get inside the 5, and the pile's going to be pushed down at about the 3.5, 4-yard line. So it's going to be 3rd and goal from that spot, so the Bearcats going to have an opportunity to put 50-plus on the board tonight.
Knocking on the door of the 50-burger.
I think they're getting the field goal team ready just in case they don't get in here and give Hall Ganser a chance to put 3 points on the board. But the Bearcats are thinking 6.
I'd like to see a slant pass to Aston right here.
Yeah, I formation. This is going to be a rollout. Oh, this is just a naked bootleg here. Nothing to it. Touchdown Dakota David. I don't know if it was a busted play or if it was meant to be like a bootleg, but Dakota David took the ball. Everybody went right. everybody went right. He went left and ran untouched in the end zone for the Pels Printing touchdown.
He turned right out of, from under center and then booked it to this near sideline.
Interesting. Hey, it worked, right?
It worked. Nice scamper into the end zone, and Aston was blocking his cornerback well. So,
well, here we go, getting ready for the next Italian PAT. Snap, hold, kick, and the next Italian PAT is good. 2 minutes and 40 seconds left in the third quarter. Pilot Point 56, Clyde 8. We'll be back after this.
Pelzo Barbershop and Salon and Southern Junkies has been home of the Bearcats since 1973. Whether you are looking for a classic crew cut or the perfect game day outfit, we have you covered. We carry a few fan favorite brands including Hey Dude Shoes, Judy Blue Jeans, Z Supply Clothing, and Orleans Candle Company. Come check us out on the north side of the square in downtown Pilot Point or online at www.southernjunkies.com, and that is junkies with a Z. And don't forget, go Bearcats!
Hey Bearcat fans, it's varsity cheerleader Abby Walker, and you're listening to Bearcat Football on PilotPointBearcats.com. Go Bearcats!
Well, we're back, and we're going to go to a Travis Irick out-of-town scoreboard real quick.
Yeah, Ryan, so it's still showing the same score at halftime for Jim Ned over Paradise, 7-3. And then, on the Region 1 playoff picture, like I said, Wall beat Boyd 20-14, and Bushland beat Slayton 70-14. So Bushland and Wall will play next week. And then Shallow Water beat River Road 58-7. So we play. It appears that our Pilot Point Bearcats are going to play Shallow Water next week.
Yep. Diego Alejos covering the kick, makes a good tackle. And now for the Chandler Cabinet scoring drive summary.
Yeah, scoring drive summary. 6 plays, 42 yards, 2 minutes and 48 seconds, capped off by the Dakota David scramble to the near side for a touchdown.
I love scoring touchdowns, but let's take a little bit more time when we do it. let's get this clock rolling. Clyde's going to come out and take the ball 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line. Trips left. Snap, handoff to number 10, the kicker around the left side. And, man, he's more than just a kicker. They say he may have a Division I offer or something kicking, which he has a leg for. But, man, he's athletic, too. Pedro Altamirano. He's quick.
Yeah, we saw him run that have a kickoff return, right?
Yeah. He's lining up in the backfield next to Newman. And I'm not surprised. Put him out. I remember when we played. It was Paradise we played where they had the one kid that they weren't really getting the ball, and they got it to him. Looked like he was shot out of a cannon.
Exactly. And then everybody in the stands was calling for him.
Yeah, kind of like Pedro's looked like so far. But this is a quarterback power to the right side. Sidestep makes a man miss. Going to get across the Bulldog 45-yard line for a first down. Looked like TK came in and made the tackle there.
TK on the tackle. TK's been very active on defense tonight.
Yeah, Preston Webb in playing safety. TK playing the other safety. Edwin Rodriguez is in. So Bearcats getting some substitutions in there. 23, Ryan Stewart is playing some defensive end. Puga playing the other defensive end. Snap, looking through a tunnel screen. Batted by Puga. What a play. Gets through. Notices that this is a screen play. Stops his rush. Gets in the passing lane. Jumps up. Deflects the pass. Incomplete. Great play there.
He's got nose for the football.
That's a freshman making that play, having the awareness of coming around the edge and noticing, I'm not going to get to the quarterback before he throws it. Let's try to bat this thing down, and that's exactly what he did. Who's playing defensive tackle for the Bearcats right now? We got Ryan Riney maybe playing one.
It's still
Troy Tencher playing the other?
Yep, still Troy.
Handoff up the middle, not going anywhere. Looks like Ryan Stewart was the one to make the tackle. They're not Ryan. It wasn't Ryan Stewart. I thought it was. But that's big Ryan Riney getting in there making a tackle.
Big number 70. He's had a good game on the defensive line.
Yep. So, some football to be played, but I think that's safe to say without jinxing it that this is going to be a Bearcat victory tonight. So as soon as we have some official information, it'll be on PilotPointBearcats.com. It's pretty clear. I mean, it's official. We're playing Shallow Water. When and where, we're not entirely sure so right now. And I didn't even Clyde on that third down tried to throw the ball deep, double coverage over there. Ball falls harmlessly to the turf, and the Bulldogs are marching out the punt team here.
Yeah, and fans, don't miss the 1A through 4A UIL Football State Championships this December. For more information, visit uiltexas.org.
Yeah, you can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, YouTube, Instagram. We're everywhere. So, all the information's disseminated across all those platforms. So, just follow us anywhere, and you'll be able to see the game information as soon as it's official. This punt is off, and it's towards the Bearcats sideline, bounces at about the 22 and goes out of bounds. Bearcats are going to get the ball 1st and 10, kind of deep in their own territory. 35 seconds left here in the third quarter. Bearcats 56, Bulldogs 8. Man, John, this is, you start the playoff run. This reminds me of what happened in the Slayton game. So you beat Slayton. Week 2, you played a kind of a step up in competition in Jim Dad last year. They were that middle step. And then you went and you played a Wall team that's real good, and you were able to string those wins together. Then we went and played Brock, and I think we might have got caught sleeping that game. Good Brock team who we beat. If we get to Brock in the regional championship this year, there won't be no sleeping on them.
No, we know what they have to offer, that's for sure.
And it's a lot, but the Bearcats will have plenty of time. They've got to see it already. Bearcats lined up here under, Dakota David under center, I formation. It's going to be pitch out right. Looks like TK's getting the carry. He's going to get it out to the 20, turn the corner, get out of bounds. You'd like to see him get down inbounds there. But they do stop the clock with 26 seconds left. It was a good run there by TK, though. Just a simple toss play out to the right-hand side, got the corner.
Yeah, he's run the football very well tonight.
Yeah,
and played good on defense as well.
5.5 yards on the carry there. Unfortunately, getting out of bounds stops the clock. Ball set. Puga and TK are in the backfield. Oh, maybe somebody. That's a fake handoff. Dakota David's going to keep it and go up the middle. So that was Diego Alejos back there with Dakota David and Alex Puga. Looks like we have another guy coming in. Another call up, number 34. We'll try to get you a number on number 34 for the Bearcats. I've been printing off the same roster I've been using all year. I know they released a updated roster just a few days ago. I didn't get a copy of that. But at the end of third quarter, Bearcats 56, Bulldogs 8. We'll be back for the fourth quarter after this.
2020 has been a roller coaster of a year, but there's one thing I know that brings Pilot Point together better than anything, and that's Bearcat football and high school sports. Hi, I'm Realtor Travis Irick with Irick Real Estate. My family has lived in Pilot Point for over 100 years, so we know the area and love the community. If you have any real estate needs, please contact me or find me on Facebook. I look forward to working with you. Go Bearcats!
I'm Lisa Castorina, a student trainer for the Bearcats, and you're listening to Bearcat Football on PilotPointBearcats.com.
And we're back with the Bearcats have the ball, 3rd and 1. Their own 26-yard line, so, I don't have the updated roster, but it looks like a lot of young kids are going to get playing time here in the fourth quarter for the Bearcats.
That's a good thing.
I'm going to say out all the numbers that I have, and hopefully if you're listening and you know them, maybe you can give us some names on the chat. We got number 20 in for the Bearcats. Got Diego Alejos and Puga in the backfield. Dakota David's going to take that snap and quarterback sneak. The scoreboard said 3rd and 1. It was definitely not 3rd and 1.
No,
it was
it wasn't.
3rd and 7. But we quarterback sneaked it for 5.5, and it's going to leave us for 4th and 1.5. And I would imagine we were going to try to punt this football. I wouldn't imagine in this situation.
It looks like we're gonna bleed the clock down and call a timeout. That's what it looks like. Coach Marsh is asking for from the sideline.
Hey, so I didn't get to listen to the post game on the Brock, but I saw a text message this week where you said something along the lines of thanks for explaining the measurement, the lost start of the measurement.
Right.
What was that conversation like? Because we talked about how they just downright refused to measure the ball.
Yeah, Chance asked Coach Marsh on the post game podcast what happened on the. There's two very close calls where they could have called for measurements, and Coach Marsh explained that Coach David had, he requested it, but the officials denied the request. which they're at liberty to do, but it seems to be, they both agree that it seems to be a lost art.
Yep.
Because we have, I don't remember one this entire season.
No, I don't either. So some numbers of some Bearcats that are in that I don't have names for. Number 33, looks like he's playing on the right line, maybe a tight end position. I've got next to him is a 59 potentially for the Bearcats.
Yeah, number 20 is typically Jacob Gleiser. Rocky Marshall thinks it could be Crew Chandler, but it's typically Jacob Gleiser.
Well, the reason it's not, I don't think it's Jacob Gleiser, because he's been on varsity. He has a number on his helmet. The 20 that's out there does not have a number on his helmet. So I noticed on the roster that I saw that the people here at Tarleton had stars next to certain numbers to signify, so that might be.
We're going with the college where you can have multiple same numbers.
So Rocky gave us a number. He said it might be Crew Chandler. He said he could be wrong. Well, he's been 2 for 2 so far. So 34 in for the Bearcats as well. Calling them white hats. They don't have the numbers on there yet. Lots of them in for the Bearcats right now. So getting some of that playoff experience. And the clock's not running. Nothing's going on. Everybody's just standing around looking at each other right now. I wonder what's going on. I guess they had the down marker wrong to start. It wasn't really third down. Maybe it was only second down.
Yeah, now they've
got
third.
It's third down. Yeah, 3rd and 2 here.
They still have it listed as 3rd and 1 on the scoreboard, but it's definitely 3rd and 2.
Yep. So 20 is Crew Chandler. Rocky is 3 for 3. So I'm going to pretty much trust any name he tells me. Looks like an advanced vet care penalty on the Bearcats. Looks like it was going to be false start. A lot of backup offensive linemen in. So 78 for the Bearcats. In at left guard. I think we got a. Got 55, Eddie Gatton in.
A lot of white hats out there.
Yeah, that's right. Good for them. Good for the experience. 54, Alfonso Ortiz as well in for the Bearcats. And they're going to line up. I don't have any idea what just happened, but the Bearcats have a first down.
It went from 3rd and 2 to 1st and 10.
Yeah. Handoff down the right side. Good carry. Churning his feet, getting more yardage. Some of these young kids coming, putting their nose in the pile, pushing it forward. That's about 8 yards when it's all said and done for, it looks like Diego Alejos on that carry. Good run, and then, like I said, he had some help. I'd like to see number 78 in for the Bearcats on the right side come in and put his nose in that and help push that pile. Not 78. I guess 78's Gavin Wheeler. It's playing center. Maybe this freshman has the other 78. Yep.
Yeah,
it is a 78 playing center. He come and put his nose in that, push that pile. Dakota David under center. 2nd and 2. A lot of inexperience here, and it shows getting lined up here.
Getting the formation
But
set.
we're finally set.
Dakota's doing a lot of coaching.
Yep. Hands the ball to Alex Puga, who I don't know if was ready for it. The execution of that looked like maybe it was that backside draw coming out the backside, and the steps on that didn't go well. So because of forward progress, he only lost a yard, but I think Alex Puga was tackled maybe 6 or 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 3rd and 3 here, but hey, you kind of expect to see that in this sort of game with all these new guys getting in. Looks like Kel Martin's number 27. Pistol formation. Low dribbling snap, and I guess there was a false start before that. Poor Dakota David took a hit anyways. Clyde saw an opportunity to sling the quarterback down and
took advantage of it.
Yeah. Another advanced care penalty on the Bearcats is pre-snap motion. You can just tell a lot of kids haven't got a whole lot of time playing together. This is kind of expected here. 9:54 and counting here. It's a 48-point ball game. Bearcats 56, Bulldogs 8.
Troy, the only drive of the game that we haven't looked smooth. That's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. 38, 3rd and 8 from their own 32-yard line for the Bearcats. They broke the huddle out about 15 yards behind the line of scrimmage, just now getting up there. 4 seconds on the play clock. They're not going to get this one off, I don't imagine. Coach is calling an uppercut granite timeout. And even though it's a lot of inexperience, you still don't want to see this, right? So I'm sure the coaches are still frustrated. We huddled up about 15 to 17 yards off the line of scrimmage there. And then when they broke the huddle, I wouldn't say they moseyed, I wouldn't say they lollygagged up there, but they definitely took their time.
They didn't have the proper intent.
Yeah. It's been a great night for the Bearcats, so now we can start, I'd say, looking forward a little bit. We just got an update. We might want to check the Travis Irick out-of-town scoreboard.
Yeah, Paradise took the lead over Jim Ned, 10-7. A minute 48 left in the third quarter.
So that's not a fluke. You're almost in the fourth quarter of that game. So that's not one of those. You know what? I think about that Paradise game.
I still think we must not have gotten their best effort.
Well, but think about, if you have that big kid playing defensive tackle for him, that kid can change a game if he plays 4 quarters of football the way he can play. Because he took over some of the parts of the game when we played him. He just couldn't do it for 4 quarters. Dakota David rolls out play action pass, hits Puga in the flat, across the 40, up to the 50 before he's drug out of bounds. 3rd and 8, they throw a simple pass out in the flats to get a first down. That's an Irish Real Estate first down. Got out of bounds, so, I was hoping to stay in bounds, or maybe when the ball's set, we start the clock up again. I know in the NFL that's the rule. If you get out of bounds, once the ball's set, the clock starts, so we'll see. I see a lot of moving back here. I see a referee picking up the flag. I don't know if there was one called. It looks like there must have been. I need one of those yellow alerts that pops up every time a flag's thrown like you do on Saturdays and Sundays. I have no idea a flag was thrown until, huddles are moving forward or backwards. Got another Bearcat in for some first action there.
It's like Preston Webb's coming off the field.
Yeah, number 18 for the Bearcats coming onto the field. White hat. Yeah, just looking at him through this set of binoculars, you can tell there's a lot of young kids down there. That's exciting. I was saying when we were off air a little bit, when I was playing, I had some games like this in the playoffs, and the JV kids always stressed up. But they never actually got in games. These kids are getting in and playing
maybe
full
one
quarter.
or two of them in an emergency situation, but not the entire busload.
Yeah. I can think of, Dakota David rolling out, try to pass. He's just going to throw this one away.
Good decision.
Yeah, I can think of one in all my time, but at that same time, that JV freshman was a 6'3", 255-pound monster of a kid. So, other than that, I can't think of any of them. I know your old buddy Nordy, he almost got thrown in at safety in a playoff game one time because Coach Cassie, the D coordinator, was so upset at his safety. He yelled, "Give me a safety, give me anybody." Turned around and grabbed Chris right by the jersey.
I don't think of my nephew as a safety.
And was ready to throw him out there because he said, "Give me anybody." And when he grabbed him and he realized, oh, wait, okay, anybody but him.
He's a guard center tackle. He guards, sits at the center of the bench and guards the water cooler and tackles anybody who comes near it.
Yeah. Bearcats here with 8 minutes and 10 seconds in the fourth quarter with their first punt of the ball game, and it was a decent punt. It bounced at about the Bulldog 46-yard line, but it took a bad hop and bounced all the way back across the 50-yard line. Yeah, Bulldogs going to get the ball 1st and 10 at the Bearcat 49. 8:10 left here in the fourth quarter. Bulldogs getting a little bit more action here on offense. 2 receivers right, 1 left. It's going to be a handoff to the right-hand side. And it's a good carry by number 6.
He's still on his feet.
He didn't go down easy. Cannon Charleston with a good carry. Going to get about 5 yards on the carry there. It looked like he should have only got 2 or 3, but just wouldn't go down.
Yeah, Cannon, he's run the ball hard today.
Bearcats getting some more substitutions here and on defense. Looks like Diego Alejos is playing middle linebacker. Is that, I believe, number 2? Snap. It's a roll out to the left-hand side. Again, this is number 8, Newman, on the carry, and he's going to get more than enough for a first down.
Aston Kirby on the tackle there.
Yeah, Aston Kirby on the carry.
Looks like the corners and the free safety, I think, are there.
No, this corner down here is number 9.
Is it
that's
number 9?
Oh, no, wait a minute. He was out there in a corner position. He's playing defensive end, so that's Puget.
Yeah. This is Aston on the near side. Avery Smith is still on the far side, and then TK still at free safety, so our secondaries.
Yeah, Edwin Rodriguez, Ryan Stewart, Jacob Dane, still in the ball game. 79, Mario Lapiso. And it's going to be a handoff again. Another good jump cut. This is the kicker, Pedro, and Pedro's going to take it inside the 10 before he's pushed out by TK. But, man, that kid, he's quick. It's like Speedy Gonzalez, man, the way those legs get moving.
Yeah, he had the opportunity to do the reverse TK and kind of dive for the pylon, but he didn't make that effort. TK pushed him out.
At the 6.
At the 6.
First and 10 at the 6 for the Bulldogs. First and goal in the Point Bank red zone. I'm sure this would be nice for some of these guys to get one more touchdown, one more score. Trips right. Oh, it's just going to be a quarterback run to the left. Newman's going to get in the end zone. Pushed down as he crossed the goal line by TK, but not able to stop him getting in. Action, more white hat action for the Bearcats. Number 45 in for the Bearcats. You get to play on that play there.
Good for Newman. He's a senior. He's played his heart out here tonight.
Yeah, they're going to go for 2 here. Bulldogs just outmatched. The Bearcats, this is a complete effort for them. So, you know, Clyde's not as good as Boyd, but this reminds me of the Boyd performance in the sense of we came out with a mission from the first quarter and have played a solid football game. Right now, we're not playing poorly. You just got a lot of young kids getting their first experience against, you know, Dylan Newman, who's a pretty good player. Cannon Charleston gets in for the next tight 2-point conversion. And let's go get another break here, and we'll be back on the other side. Bearcats 56, Bulldogs 16.
If you needed brain surgery, would you hire a part-time brain surgeon? No, you would not. The same philosophy holds true when hiring a realtor. Trent Trubenbach with Scribner Real Estate is a full-time realtor. Trent will treat your real estate transaction as it should be. The most important financial decision your family has ever made. Don't settle for a part-time realtor to do a full-time job. Call Trent Trubenbach with Scribner Real Estate today and hire a full-time real estate professional. That's Trent Trubenbach with Scribner Real Estate at 469-583-5072. Trent Trubenbach, the full-time realtor.
I'm Pilot Point Cross Country, Edwin Rodriguez, and you're listening to Bearcats Football on pilotpointbearcats.com.
So Edwin Rodriguez on that ID right there claimed Pilot Point Cross Country. He's playing some football tonight.
Yeah, he sure is. He's playing a nice game. So right on that Chandler Cabinet scoring drive, it was 4 plays, 49 yards, and 2 minutes off the clock.
Yep, so for the...
And that was number 8, Dylan Newman, the senior for Clyde, that punched it in the 2-point conversion.
Let's see what they want to do. Let's see if they're just going to kick it deep or they're going to try to get another possession. What are they going to do here? I'd like to see the Bearcat offense take the ball and take 6 minutes off the clock.
Absolutely. Let these young guys run the football.
Yeah, coming in late on the field is Diego Alejos, and he's not going to get out back there to field that. That one is going to bounce in about the center of the O of the word Tarleton in the end zone. So that was a boot right there. And looks like they're just running clock now. I'm not 5:50 and counting. The clock is running, and the play clock is running, and the Bearcats offense is coming out on the field. So it's going to be a little easier to kill that 6 minutes and 10 seconds off the clock when the clock is running. Well, how's that Paradise game going? I know we just gave an update. So sometimes these tough teams, they get pushed and they get scored on late and they answer quick.
Yep, it's still 10-7 Paradise, start of the fourth quarter. So, man, Jim Ned is getting all they can handle tonight. Number 6 in state.
Yeah, well, this is a fake handoff. Dakota Davis going to keep it up the center, and he's going to pick up about 8 yards. 8 yards on the carry, so it's going to be 2nd and 2. That might have been Preston Webb playing quarterback, maybe. It's hard to tell. 3 and 9. These orange jerseys make it tough. That was Preston Webb.
That's Preston Webb, 19.
Good carry there for Preston. He's getting placed at quarterback here. Number 6 in. White hat, number 6. Got a whole unit of white hats here, it looks like. Good opportunity for these guys. That handoff up the middle. Preston Webb makes that handoff. Looks like it's to number 2, Diego Alejos again. Another tough run by Alejos. He's going to get out to the 40 for an Irish Real Estate first down.
Nice little run by Diego, and he finished off with a little spin move. Got the first down. Keep the chains moving. Keep the clock running.
Keep the clock running.
Tick,
and so
tick,
I think
tick, tick, tick.
When talk about player of the game, I mean, I think it's pretty clear. I don't know. It's not pretty clear. I think Max, because Max had the huge first half with the 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, it's hard to.
Played great. You got big play Jay with the pick 6. You got Ish Harris, who just didn't have a whole lot of opportunity tonight, but he ultimately got a 64-yarder.
TK had a really nice game.
Yeah, Alex Puga made an excellent jump cut at the line of scrimmage. Escapes out the left side for 4 yards, 3.5, 4 yards there. So who do you think? I think Max probably got to go Max with the quarterback. 4 first half touchdowns.
Got to be Max.
Touchdown runs of 70, 39. Big 46-yard bomb to Jay Cox. Another beautiful 16-yard throw to Avery Smith.
Yeah, Max was on the money tonight.
Money Max.
Money man Max.
Yeah, the Bearcats have just played a solid game, and I think it's just the coolest thing seeing all these young kids get in this game.
I was like watching them line up.
Preston Webb. He dropped back. I thought he was about to unleash it deep. Quarterback draw. Yeah, 1, 2, 3 yards there.
I'm just cracking up watching some of these guys scramble to get lined up properly. You know they're nervous as can be.
Yeah.
First couple of snaps, some of these wide receivers are in the wrong formation.
For sure. They're lining up 7 yards off the ball. You got to get up there, man.
They think, we're up by 40, but they probably don't realize that. Look, here we go. Another confusion in the backfield.
Yeah, number 6 and number 20 both started running the wrong way and then realized it and swapped. But here we go. Another fake handoff. Preston Webb's going to keep up the middle, and it looks like he's going to get up right shy of midfield, which is the line to gain. So it's going to be, I think, a 3rd and 1 here. Another white hat coming in. Number 76 running on in for the Bearcats. 4th and about a half yard here for the Bearcats. 50-yard line, the line to gain. 2:20 and counting. I think you're just going to try to pound ahead here and pick up a first down.
Let's get this first down, boys.
Yeah, if we get this first down here, I don't imagine the ball's going to change hands.
They're bringing everybody up the middle.
Quarterback sneak, not much movement
Still
made.
Think he got it in second effort.
Yeah, both line judges are coming in, marking it at the 50, which is enough for the line to gain.
They're not going to measure it right.
There's no need to. This one's clear. That's by about a full yard. So first down for the Bearcats, under 2 minutes. What an excellent night for the Bearcats. Coming all the way out to Tarleton State University, hosting this beautiful stadium here, and put up 56 points in a win.
The house that Chad Cole and Danny Joe David built. Had a couple of Bearcat quarterbacks play here. Chris Tipton played here. Bunch of former Bearcats.
It's going to be a pitch out to the right. Not a whole lot of room for 27, but he's backpedaling his way. Gets all the way up to about a 1-yard gain.
Broke a couple arm tackles.
Somebody's wearing the Curly Brockman jersey and carrying the rock.
Hey, it's a legacy. Somebody has to do it.
I don't know if he walks around with as much swagger as Curly seemed to walk around the sideline.
That's not possible.
But 1 yard on the carry nonetheless. So we're just under a minute and counting. They should look like we're in victory formation here. We're going to take 1 or 2 more knees and get out of here with a win. Next week, Shallow Water. Shallow Water is going to be a whole different type of game than the Bulldogs here. Shallow Water, I'm going to get with my buddy Kyle, who's Coach Ramarillo, and try to get some more information out of him about what he thinks it's going to take, and talk about that throughout the week and on the broadcast next week. But the Bearcats, this one's about to go final, so there's 25 and counting on the game clock, 27 and counting on the play clock. So we're final here in Stephenville, Texas, their first round of the playoffs. The Bearcats are going to escape with a 40-point victory. Pilot Point 56, Clyde 16. John, thanks for driving all this way from Melissa, Texas.
That's right. So it was a haul, but just to go to Jake and Dorothy's, one of my favorite restaurants growing up as a little kid. I got to reminisce. It was worth it just for that. But these Bearcats put on a nice performance tonight.
Yeah, my dad and I are going to have to check something out on the way.
By the way, Ryan Gimnett just took the lead 14-10 over Paradise with 10 minutes 44 left in the fourth quarter.
A lot of football to be played in that game for both teams.
It's not over.
Well, guys, I want to thank everybody for listening. Thanks to all you people who drove out here. Thanks to Pilot Point ISD, pilotpointbearcats.com, Clyde ISD, Tarleton State University, all the fine people that have led us here in the press box and given us these facilities to work with. All you fans in the chat, Chance Kirby, Travis Marsh, Statistician Buzz Menard, Production assistant Molly Holloway, sound engineer Roger Marsh, title sponsor Speed of Light Broadband. All the rest of our sponsors, we couldn't do this without you guys.
Nick's Italian,
Nick's
thank you.
Italian, yep. From Ryman Art and John Little, thank you guys, and good night.
Go Bearcats.
Tritex Grass is DFW's first choice for landscapers, golf courses, sports venues, as well as residential and commercial clients by providing and installing high-quality turf grasses. Tritex stays on the cutting edge of technology and production in order to provide you with the best new grass varieties to suit the North Texas climate. With farms located throughout the state, Tritex offers multiple types of turf and grass to fit any need. Tritex Grass is the official grass provider for the Texas High School Baseball Coaches Association. Call Tritex now at 888-221-0422 and determine the right turf grass for you.
Hi, I'm Allie Ortowski, a varsity cheerleader at Pilot Point High School, and you're listening to the Bearcat Football on PilotPointBearcats.com.
For 25 years, Gary and Tammy Rock, owners of Twin Cities South Trailer Sales, have been providing the equestrian community with high-quality products and services. As the nation's largest volume dealer for Sundowner and Featherlight trailers, Twin Cities South Trailer Sales supports the horse show world by providing award trailers to the APHC and NRHA. So if you're looking for a trailer, whether it's hauling your champion to the next horse show, hauling cattle to the sale, your prize vintage car to the car show, or just about anything you need to move, then give us a call or stop in our store located in Pilot Point, Texas.
I'm number 23, Ryan Stewart, and you are listening to Bearcat Football on PilotPointBearcats.com.
In 2014, Uppercut Granite was founded with the mission to provide the highest quality fabrication and installation services to home builders, homeowners, and commercial contractors in the DFW and southern Oklahoma areas. With more than 50 years of combined experience in the countertop fabrication industry, the partners of Uppercut Granite possess the skills and expertise necessary to complete even the most difficult projects. Visit Uppercut Granite showroom at 1235 JC Lane in Pilot Point, Texas, or call 940-765-3525 to schedule an appointment. Go Bearcats!
I'm Sandra Jones, a student trainer for the Bearcats, and you're listening to Bearcat Football on PilotPointBearcats.com.
This is Shannon Stafford with Whitney Delcourt of IRIC Real Estate. Whitney Delcourt is my real estate professional for all my commercial land and real estate needs. Whitney always demonstrates the highest ethical, moral, and professional integrity. Whitney's impressive market knowledge, her hard-working customer-focused style, and Whitney's professional service makes Whitney Delcourt the best choice to be your real estate professional.
This is Whitney Delcourt with IRIC Real Estate, and I approve this message. And you can find me at pilotpoint.com.
The Curtis and Holly Peacock family are proud supporters of Pilot Point ISD. The perseverance that our students have shown in these unprecedented times is a true reflection of what it means to be a Pilot Point Bearcat. The Peacocks want to wish all students in Pilot Point ISD a great 2021 school year and encourage them to continue to be an example to others. The Peacock family is always behind the Pilot Point Bearcats and Lady Cats. And remember, it is a great day to be a Pilot Point Bearcat.
I'm senior varsity cheerleader Aspen McCord, and you're listening to Bearcat Football on PilotPointBearcats.com.
Hi, I'm Greg Pelzel. Here at Pelzel Printing, we do custom embroidery, custom screen printing, and promotional product. You can reach Greg Pelzel at 940-453-5443. Go Bearcats.
I'm Miguel Prado, student trainer for the Bearcats, and you're listening to Bearcat Football on PilotPointBearcats.com.
Point Bank is proud to support the Pilot Point Bearcats 2020 football season. Open your real free checking account with Point Bank and show your Bearcat pride with a Point Bank school logo debit card, custom designed with the Pilot Point High School logo on the front. Visit pointbank.com to know more. Point Bank, your neighbors love us, you will too. Member FDIC.